Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is day 14, the Brew Crew Podcast Advent Extravaganza. We finally made it, day 14.
We did.
At the Carriage House Bar. Thanks for coming, everybody. And here we are. Let's get started.
All right.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome.
Indubitably.
Wow, you guys really came prepared. Talking notes and
Wait a second. We said we weren't going to be funny. We got and then Phil's going to turn on the improv button. He goes, and so then it's going to be yes and.
Yes and, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we need a place, we need prompts. A situation, and we need
give me a name.
Who am I talking to? Yeah.
Okay, so let me set the stage right. Yes, and so's your mother. Go.
Yes, and so's your mother. Is that how we start the improv thing?
Yeah.
Yo, mama.
Is that so? The premise is yes, and so is your mother.
Yes.
And so's your mother.
And so's your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And so I'm supposed to start.
No, it's improv. Anybody can go.
Well, you're all looking at me. It seems like I have to take lead here. So
do it. You're in charge.
You're our fearless leader.
You are. You're a good-looking person. Yes, and so is your mother. Okay, next. See, that was a really good, serious compliment.
Yeah, that was.
That's how you
Way to keep it serious and keep us back on track, JT. That's good. Yeah, well.
He's
okay.
Fighting for it.
Well, why don't we start by saying
what we're thankful for.
Our friends and the Advent Calendar 2024 thus far.
Yep.
Again, as always, thank you, Barrel House, for helping us out with this. As always,
phenomenal. Always great hosts.
Phenomenal.
And you don't have to just wait for the Advent Calendar to go there. They'll host you anytime.
Oh yeah.
Moms are a big fan of Barrel House.
Yeah, moms are too.
Moms crave the
Barrel House, and so is our mom.
And so is your mom. Our moms.
Yep. So
is your mom.
But this year, of all the years I've been involved in the Advent Calendar, this year seems like they've really selected an incredible selection for us.
Yeah, last year I think they intentionally didn't.
In the last 3 years, shit beer.
Not kidding.
And
this year they really put a lot of thought into it this year.
We don't want those guys back.
We can tell.
Give them bad beer this year.
I could tell they put a lot of thought because all of my beers have come with a personalized note.
Yeah.
They're really horrible notes, so I don't know what Barrel House
that might just be Katie writing those in for you.
But they're personalized nonetheless.
Well, wait. I got the one that says "Don't be a dick," and you got the one that says "Keep being special."
Keep being awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's true. That was personalized. That was targeted.
That was targeted.
I
didn't realize I was being a dick, but okay. I'm trying hard now.
I'm being awesome.
You are being awesome.
Didn't know that.
You are always awesome.
Did you have something queued up?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
And neither did my mother.
Taking it all in.
He's still going to do that.
Is that the theme of this episode?
No, he turned the improv light on.
Yeah.
Phil turned the improv light on.
It's good.
It's on?
It's on?
It's off now.
It's off now. Okay, it's off, so we can get back to it. Today, day 14, we have a special beer. We always try to put the most special, or what we think is going to be the most special,
for the Carriage House
most
episode.
Conversation for the Carriage House episode, and it's typically been either a barrel-aged stout or a barley wine. This year's no different. We got Goose Island Bourbon County Brand Stout 2019. 14.7 is fitting for today, even though we would round up typically. We're going to round down today. Call it.
We're going to be down rounders for sure.
14% on day 14.
Turn down for what?
Exactly. Turn down for this beer.
Yep.
So turn down everything but this podcast. Grab yourself a Goose Island Bourbon Barrel.
Put on your comfy
Bourbon
pants.
County.
Or no
2019.
pants.
Or no
if you
pants.
can find one.
Pantsless.
And join us on this journey.
Pants optional.
Yeah.
Are we going to go with the crack?
We're going to crack it right away and then talk about stuff, or do we have anything we want to say first? I know SFIL had led off with thus far. Do we have any notes, or do we want to crack it?
We've got a lot of surprises planned. Let's crack this one.
You want to grab me a bottle opener there?
So everyone,
thank you.
Open her up.
Official camp club.
Open her up. Ready? Don't do it yet.
Hang on.
Phil's not there yet. Ready?
Get it.
Ooh, I'm not even primed here. You good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job, everyone. Excellent job.
Oh, come on, Pete.
It's not good.
Oh, you know what? The Luchador is a good bottle opener.
I remember.
It's a user.
I remember my first beer.
So here we go. I got Wu-Tang Wednesdays as my bottle cap today.
Wu-Tang Wednesdays.
That's what my Wednesday beer was on the first Wednesday.
Oh, there's paper towels behind you too.
Too late.
I got a thank you, we love you.
Thank you, we love you.
Oh, you got that's
See?
a really good one.
Yeah. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough.
Again,
That was really intimate.
Better Matt, help me
You
out.
looked me right in the eyes when you licked that
Yeah, I
bottle
did.
opener, but that's okay.
Better Matt, help me out because I know Better Matt's watching. What's that? Nausea law?
What does it say?
Again, I've had 3 of those.
Nausea. Is that maybe a Wu-Tang thing?
Maybe it is.
Is that a... Ooh.
Better Matt, clear that
Good
up.
stank to
It's
it.
red nausea law. It's got to be a Wu-Tang thing.
Got a good stank.
Anyone?
Stankonia.
That's a good.
Mine's still chilled.
At late aliens. What is it?
No, it's good.
Aliens?
AT aliens. AT aliens.
This one's
Yeah,
gotta
that's
be
hard to
poured.
say.
Atlanta?
At aliens.
This
So-
one must be poured.
We're just talking. There's going to be a lot of times, if you're new to the extravaganza, not the podcast, the extravaganza specifically, oftentimes you will have 2
Sidebars.
conversations happening at the same time. We'll try our best not to do that, but it happens.
So a little bit about this beer. So with Goose Island, again out of Chicago, JT's stomping grounds. This is an ongoing series. The reason why we selected this beer is because the gravitas behind this beer. It's highly sought after this time of year. This just happens to be the 2019 version of it. It's bottled at 14.7. And this is the standard. It's not the variant. I think that year the big one was the Knob Creek, the one that was aged in Knob Creek. That was like the most sought after one. So if you're in better or bigger beer circles or whatever, that bottle I think right now is going for $250. Because that was the last year that they did the Knob Creek, and they've done other.
To that.
Um,
not to.
Oh yeah, no, it's shocking. So
$250.
$250 for a bottle of beer, but we've been there.
Yeah, so there's so one of the things that you had mentioned on a previous episode, which is this has been blowing my mind, like just doing all this research on this pasteurization thing.
Yep.
Is that they do, and as far as I know, I mean, there's not a lot of literature on the more recent versions, but at least since 2016, they've been pasteurizing this stuff. And the question is, can it be cellared?
Because of that fact.
because it's pasteurized. And here's the most.
It can be
detailed comment.
cellared no matter what.
Well, you can put anything in the cellar.
Well,
There are no rules.
but it's designed to be cellared, but does it
It's
gain?
designed to be cellared.
Does
So
it gain anything?
here's the best, and this is from a beer advocate forum, so take it for what it's worth. I wish I could find a better source, but
People don't lie on the internet.
No.
well, no. So apparently, just asking this question made this entire thread just assume this was a troll.
Yeah.
Like, so that's an interesting concept because when it was brought up that they're pasteurizing and cellaring it for an improvement, it made sense to ask this question. It made sense to look it up. But these beer advocate people, I mean, they're hardcore. Like, don't come here with these rookie ass questions. This is a troll, clearly.
Stupid.
But this is what Rain Moon said, and Rain Moon spelled R-A-Y-N. So I'm guessing his name might be Ray N Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, Rachel Ray.
That'd be
Rachel
good. That'd be
Ray.
cool. He says can be cellared. He or she says he can be cellared. As mentioned in previous discussions, pasteurization kills microorganisms by quickly heating the liquid at specific temperature, then quickly cooling. Oxidation reaction, reduction, replacement reactions, which help in aging the beer, all still happen with the help of without the help of microbes, free of spoilage. So there you go. That's
Can
the
be
best comment
cellared.
I could find so far.
Yeah.
Now I wish I could find have they changed what's changed since then, because everything's in reference to that 2015 mishap.
2016 mishap.
Well, 2016 was when they started pasteurizing because
I thought it was 2017. I sent you that.
2015 beers had to be.
I sent you that article. I'm trying to bring it up because that article
But
is
anyway.
from Pat's.
Oh, okay.
I just don't believe that it stops the process of natural tertiary fermentation. So there won't be.
There we go.
Yeah, there won't be any additional movement there over time. You can cellar it and it'll stay, but it won't necessarily get better. I don't see how that's possible because there's nothing left to actually synthesize, and integrate in terms of inside the brew.
The question I had, or that was brought up to me when we knew that this was going to be the beer. Other people have been talking about it. So if the alcohol content isn't going to go up, do the flavors still have the opportunity to blend a little bit more? So that is what the cellaring does, potentially.
It absolutely, if it's done naturally, right? If it's done naturally, those ingredients are still in there and they're still at work, integrating and synthesizing together. So you'll see And for beer, it reaches, well, for wine too, it reaches a certain point and then it'll peak and then stay and then it'll start declining over time as those things start to break down. So naturally it will, but I don't see how that's possible in pasteurization. I mean, it'll stay where it was when you did the pasteurization, pretty much. Further aging will be possible because it won't spoil. That's not a bad thing.
Right.
But it won't necessarily improve the flavor by further synthesis of the whole thing together.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, that's my take. That's what I've always heard. So
The we'd be remiss, and we screwed up, and I apologize on behalf of Jay. We have a new member that has never been on the calendar. So Chugalo
On the
Pete
calendar.
on camera. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's never long-time Chugalo Advent calendar participant. Chugalo Pete. Chugalo Pete, say hi to the people.
Hello, people.
There we go.
We did it.
and so's your mother.
And
Yeah. Lights back on, I guess.
He's just got the switch.
All
Oh,
right.
he's got the switch running.
So this is going to be a long process, and we're doing the 19 on purpose, but
Yeah.
our first surprise is we actually have a 3-year vertical of this beer. So we have the 17 and 18,
Yeah.
but we want to do the 19 because that's the calendar. That's our flagpole for this year's calendar was this beer. Then we're going to do the 17 and 18, but we'll score the 19 first, and then we'll do the 17 and 18 and see if there's any real difference. Unfortunately, knowing what we do now about pasteurization, all of these beers are after pasteurization. If we could get one that was pre-pasteurization, that would be interesting too, but
Yeah.
between our cellars and our collective cellars, the oldest one we had was the 17, so it just happened that we have a 3-year vertical of this series.
That's great. So have you had those the whole
That'd be
time,
awesome.
the 17 and 18?
Oh, yeah.
JT actually had the 18, I had the 17.
Yeah.
And and these are just the standard, so they're not the variants or the adjuncts or anything like that, because we have a bunch of like the wheat wines and stuff like that
Okay.
too, but that wouldn't be fair to.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
To-
there's too much discrepancy, I would think.
So,
We should open those before we finish these, so you can taste them.
oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I think it's just fair, I mean, because these are big beers.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
We'll score this one first, and then we'll go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could
Well, let's open them and let
Back
them
and
breathe a
back
little
and
bit.
back.
Sure.
for sure.
let him breathe.
Let them breathe.
You could try it.
So
Yeah,
here's my question.
Yeah.
With how much beer
it's just bad, I guess.
is in a barrel, right? How long?
31 gallons.
Right. How long does it take to pasteurize that, and does that take any alcohol off
Phil?
when?
No alcohol. Doesn't change the alcohol structure. at all.
Okay. I know if you cook with alcohol, it can get rid of that. but-
Oh. I don't think it gets hot enough to do that.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
think it gets to like boiling.
No.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then when it gets to boiling, it's steam and it becomes vapor and
Yeah.
it blows off.
I'm trying to see where I sent you that
They
article.
vape the beer.
They don't know. That's not it's pasteurizing.
They inject vape into the beer.
It goes to boiling in the first stage of the brewing is boiling.
They're
But
ripping
that's-
fat clouds on the beer. Cool. Thank
Th-
you.
This was my concern. It was either going to be this or the barley swine that we were going to put for the carriage house extravaganza. That's Monday, so that's going to be a mothership episode.
Oof. Oh, that'll be fun.
Which so it'll be my episode. So to one up JT from last week when JT just brought 2 double-digit beers, I was like, all right. So
I
now-
didn't bring 2 double-digit beers.
I'm
I brought
gonna-
1
we're-
double-digit beer.
We're,
One was the
we're just gonna
calendar.
do we're just gonna do vodka shooters, and I'm gonna tell you it's beer.
A vodka water.
I will give that a
Say a
0.0.
vodka water.
It's just still water with vodka.
Well, some of the beers we've
Say the
had
vodka.
up to this point, you probably heard me on the podcast say this. They're almost not beers. There's little resemblance in the flavor of them to beers. Not that I didn't love them. I loved all of those that I tried like that. But like especially like the slushy and the smoothie.
The smoothie style
Yeah, the
ones.
smoothie style. I loved them. I regret
like
not.
Barbie. It's kinda like
Okay,
a
I'm
Barbie
saying it now because
It
I
sound
made a
like
mention of this last night
RFK Jr.
on my episode, right? So I scored the sweater weather as a 4.75. It clearly should have been a 5.0. That was one of the best.
Yeah.
that's the best sour I've ever
What did I
had.
get?
That was a
started
good
with?
one.
The outside of me, so like the thrice of you and Mikey was all 4.75 on that beer,
Oh, that's 4.75 as well?
and
What's the fear of giving it a 5?
right.
What's the
Yeah.
what?
What was the fear? What was the hesitation?
There's no fear.
You didn't want to give it. You didn't think it
It
was
wasn't
a
a
5?
5. Yeah.
Wow.
Mikey addressed it a little bit. Mikey said that it's then you can do no better.
It was very good.
Yeah.
That one I thought was better than the 450 North beer.
Oh, without a doubt.
That's why
It was.
that's why I gave him 475.
I think
worried
that that had plum in it, right?
Yeah, both of them did.
That
450 had boysenberry. I thought.
Boysenberry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But they both
the
had-
grains was cranberry, right?
Cranberry, blueberry,
That I
blackberry,
thought was
plum.
excellently
It was plum.
executed. Excellent.
Yeah.
Cranberry is
I
my
think,
S tier fruit, so
yeah, it's
Triple
definitely
S tier.
definitely
Triple, yeah.
awesome.
S, not Z.
You know,
Oh.
The slushy too.
he has fond memories of the bogs in Wisconsin, right?
Yep, number one cranberry
It is
producer in the
it is
nation.
It is an S tier fruit. I would agree with you. I think that was the biggest. That was the best executed part of that beer was the cranberry. The plum was second. It kind of pulled up the rear, but there was like I think a lack of sour or smoothie. I think you needed to go one way or the other. It was kind of in the middle. It was like there's some sour and it's mostly driven by the cranberry, and then or where smoothie. It was a little thin to be smoothie. It was more like just a fruited sour, and if you're a fruited sour, you got to have more sour.
Fair.
So like it was just that's where the 2.25
Yeah.
That's
fell
fair.
off. Yeah.
I'm expecting the next sour we have to be another dynamite.
Which one is it?
The next one
So
is
you're not prepared.
yeah, the next one is Gush Your Mouth.
Gush Your
Oh,
Mouth.
Gush Your
That's
Mouth.
what I'm-
The can art on that one looks amazing.
Yeah.
So it's got to be good.
Yeah.
Sour. So there's a.
I'm judging
I think
the book
like
by its cover.
stouts with great can art tend to be a less good. Sours with great can art tend to be better. I think there's something there. I think
Like that one right there?
because like this has no can art and it's obviously like an artful craft. We've had like Brown Note and stuff, which is an awesome can art beer, but it's kind of just a mediocre nut stout or whatever, you know.
Do we remember that beer because
So
of the can art?
Yeah,
100%,
that's the
right?
only reason I don't remember what it tasted like. If we liked it, whatever. It was just
Good thing I have it up.
that was not the
Control F,
podcast
baby.
though. That was the beer club.
Oh, that's right. We didn't.
Ah, so you don't
This
have
predates the podcast.
We've brought that up before where
Yeah.
those beers
Annals
blended
of
together.
history.
Yeah. So there's some. I think that I should analyze this trend. Man, I wish I was giving scores to the can art so I could
We'll go
analyze
back.
it quantitatively.
We'll go back.
We'll go back.
We'll
Watch every
redo
video.
all.
We'll do all the can. I bet that's possible. I've googled a lot of these beers for specifically for the labels, and they exist. Like someone puts the JPEGs on. Most breweries put the JPEGs on mine.
You need
Not
to
the small ones.
Upgrade
though.
the CABS, the
All right.
boner segment.
Oh,
Your
yeah, we
takes
should.
on, and this is just fresh in mind because of what I was just talking about with the sweater weather. Your takes on the 450 North excellent slushy. That was right out of the gate, and I loved it. And I scored it a 475 just because we were like, oh, it's day 3.
We were kind of craving
Something.
Well, especially
Yeah.
It was good.
I brought this.
I loved it. I
The
thought-
juxtaposition of that shit beer. I'll just say it.
Oh,
That
the
regular.
regular?
Like again,
Yeah,
it's
that was
it's
terrible.
2 miles from my house, and I still won't go there. But then somebody just said crave.
Yeah.
It came back. That was our rebound beer.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
So it would have done better anyways, but the fact that it was a 450 and one of their better,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what. And everyone was quite high on that one, over 4. Pete, I don't have your score, but you were high on that one. We talked about it at work. So everyone was high on that one, not just because it's 450, because they have misses and they're compared, but just in their smoothie sour line, it's.
I don't care for
that's
their
fantastic.
IPAs. I'll say that.
450s?
Yeah. Like the nugget ones.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've even seen a 450 IPA.
Yeah, they make like the gold nugget
like
and
recently.
stuff. Oh, recently? No.
I know I've seen them
Yeah.
in years past, but
Yeah, for the last probably 2 years, I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
anything
But-
outside
yeah,
their,
you know, I
their
don't think
smoothie
I-
styles.
Scores aside, you put those 2 beers next to each other. The 2 beers that we've had that have been the bangers, the 450
Yeah.
and the Drecker.
Yep.
The Drecker,
it's Drecker all the way.
Drecker.
right? And it's not close.
Yeah.
I don't think it's close for me.
I think it's close.
It's close.
I thought
I mean,
they were
I-
both phenomenal.
Everyone's on
They
the
were both
Drecker,
good. Drecker was just
Just better.
definitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pete,
just better.
What did you rate both of those?
I think I'm 5 for both of them.
5 both.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
I mean, that's like my favorite kind of beer,
Yeah, okay.
but also I think they were well executed.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, it's funny. I'm sitting here. It's 2024. I remember when I first came here to Ohio. I couldn't stand sours. Didn't want to taste them. Wanted nothing to do with them. JT really turned me on to them, and I'm so glad because those are two of my favorites so far.
Oh yeah.
JT turns me on too.
And so
Yeah, I think-
And so is your mother.
What do you think drives that?
That was
Nice.
fucking amazing.
Nice.
What do you think drives the distaste for sours from so many people who consider themselves to be like aficionados of beer? Like you were one of them.
Yeah.
Aaron doesn't
I'll tell
like
you
sours.
exactly why.
I'll be honest. I think that it's pretentious.
I think
That's
it's
my-
two. I think that's one of them.
Yeah.
I think it's
No?
beer snobbery. Is what
Yeah,
I think it
yeah.
is. And
That's
they're
true.
like sours are
This isn't
beneath
beer.
me.
You don't think that could be one of the
This
reasons?
fruit shit is for
Absolutely not.
kids.
No, not for me.
children.
Yeah, no, not for you.
Not for me. I'll tell you what it is
Fruits
for
for
me.
babies.
As a brewer,
Yeah.
sour beer means it's spoiled. It's bad. It's gone bad, and it's not good. So that was my 25 years.
Yeah, so I think
of
that you have a
going into
unique
it.
take. I
Yeah,
think that
it's a little
other beer
different.
drinkers, I think it's like snobbery. It's
Oh.
like this is beneath. This is the child's version of beer.
It's just juice or
This
like
is what
Yeah,
drink
it's
a
juice.
This is what
cocktail.
people
and
that hate
yeah.
beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, even
there's
this
an
year,
art there
even
too.
this, I mean, as much as I love them, those two particular ones, I had to stop myself in the middle going, I really like this. It doesn't taste anything like a beer.
Yeah.
It is a beer. I know
is
the
a beer.
basis of it
Yeah.
is a beer,
Malt
but
beverage.
it's so different. And that's really, for me, been a great adventure, part of the journey. So any of you out there that are old school like me and are used to like growing up with just regular, basic barley beer, check it out, man. Check out the sours. There's some amazing
There's an art there
stuff
too.
out there.
There's art
Yeah,
there.
there is.
I feel like they've also just gotten better.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true.
Like
There's
Yeah,
no-
definitely.
Refining the process.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think the process because
Yeah.
I think the smoothie sours.
The
have gotten
smoothie
better. I
sours
think
even,
I
yeah.
do fear that we're starting to shift away from the sour beers, which is what we were always chasing.
Yeah.
I haven't found a lot of good ones lately.
So
This one pretty sour.
here's.
Oh, okay, I haven't had that yet.
I think it's a two-prong. I think the pretentiousness, and I think there's genuinely people out there that don't like sour things.
Oh, that's
it's like
yeah,
the
I can see
cilantro
that.
camp.
Yeah, it's
like
the
they're
cilantro
just
camp.
genetically predisposed to not liking sour things. So like I can appreciate that, but to totally, especially on this podcast, like the home of sours, it's just we're gonna have a hot take because we're firmly entrenched in the sour camp.
Oh yeah, we're in the camp.
Like we're
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
We're the treasurer and the
Almost
secretary.
literally.
yeah.
But
Kool-Aid beer would be great.
there's such a swath too. You have because I'm gonna throw like lambics and Berliner Weisses in there, and then smoothie sours. So there's a wide swath
That's
that
true.
would put in this
Yeah.
sour world.
That's a good point, because lambics were really the first sour, and they've been around a long
Hundreds of
time.
years.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
I enjoyed lambics. The cherry
Lambic,
lambics.
Saison,
Yeah.
Farmhouse.
Those are fuck you
Even
sours
Farmhouse
to me.
ales.
Yeah.
Those ones are still hard for me to
Lambics?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like whatever.
There's a
that
little bit, there's some old school in there.
Three Fontaine that we had
Yeah.
what, 2 years ago.
There's some ancient beer in that
Yeah.
flavor. Yeah.
I have a couple of 3 fonts still, and I just like Mort Subit, like a Belgian cherry beer, or
yeah.
It's good.
what's the other one? The big lambic
Mixes
that you can
with
always
the-
find available.
On the palate, mixes with the BCBS like a diaper, basically.
Like, and so does your mom.
Damn it.
All right, here we go.
Wow.
I'm glad the conversation because nothing. I'm just gonna start it off. Nothing's gonna beat decadence.
Oh,
Yes, that's what I was comparing it right back.
Yeah.
Decadence.
And it's
20.
it's funny that we say that.
Fucking well. It's funny that you say that.
You brought it up.
like a planned segue.
So this is gonna be another one after
Freaking kid.
2015.
So
Damn.
this is going to be another one.
I gotta hold you.
Oh my god.
After we do the vertical.
Dark
Yeah.
beard
But-
episode.
But
It's stable.
so I've been
Plans tonight.
before
I'm
anyone
gonna
freaks
follow
out.
you.
Matt, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Okay, caveat. They change decadence every year. They change the style. So that was a barley wine, that banger that we had.
Oh, no.
This is a Belgian style amber. So this is a
Aquarius.
What?
Yeah. So it's
What?
Yeah. So everyone's like feigning over
Who
themselves.
brought
or
that
whatever.
rock good?
So
I was feigning.
again, but
I was fanboying.
the and so is your mom. But this one, so this is going to be chilled because it's an amber. But I've been sitting on this one for specifically this day. So we will do it after the vertical. But I'm glad that decadence found its way. So
They found their way. Wow.
that's another bottle I've been sitting on. But
That's amazing.
I got all excited
like
because I
a-
thought
like
it was
a
going
Mother
to be
Goose.
the Decadence.
If it was going to be
Sitting in
the
it.
Decadence, yeah, that would have.
Yeah.
I would have saved the day.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm starting to.
Go.
I'm exploring getting into those beer circles, like
yeah.
bottle trading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The annoying thing is having to be home to fucking sign for shit.
They get shut down sometimes.
Yeah.
I hate that. But so, anyways, this beer, we would have to go back. I wish I would have brought receipts. It's a good beer, but we always try to pick the best beer from the 24, and this
Yeah.
is going to be lower for me because now I'm not only rating the beer, I'm rating
The whole
the
experience.
the four of them.
We also factor in lore and alcohol content and a few other things.
Right.
So like barrel aged stouts typically have more fanfare, I guess, or just what is it? What is the word I'm looking for? It's just got this.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
Je ne sais quoi.
it's just got
Yeah.
this historical elegance about it, and that factors in. Like if we chose Drecker or 450 for this episode, I actually don't think we ever will.
Nope.
No, I don't
Just
think
because
it's-
of
gonna be a high ground.
Because I'll drink that on a regular
Yeah,
day,
like
whenever. Like this
I'm
is not
thinking that
something
shit
I'm going
up.
to open up
Yeah,
at home.
And yeah, that's another thing is that Barrel House had this in their cellar
Right.
since 2019. So
For
Yeah.
us, right?
I think
100%. They pulled it for us.
They pulled it
while we
For
try
us.
to pick the best beer, I don't think we actually try to pick the best beer. I think we try to pick the most
Conversation.
Yeah.
conversation, but also like the most craft beer,
Yeah.
the most lauded, the most sought after, the most interesting.
Because 2 years ago, I have on here, that was when we did the 3 font.
Yeah, we
really?
did,
We did-
but that was the most expensive in that calendar. That's why we chose
That one was over $30. That was like 33.
bones. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, that was.
And our scores, we were middle of the road on that beer. All of us were.
So Decadence was 21, was that right?
That was the first year.
Oh,
Yeah. That and
21.
again, just
yeah.
happenstance on that beer.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
That was before we had the poll that we do
That
now.
beer, that set this up. That set the stage for this extravaganza.
did.
It was like we were like we should do this every year.
Every
Yeah.
year we do it. Yeah.
That's a great beer.
Like
that
we-
just accidentally.
That we fanboyed over. Like everyone's like, oh my.
Imagine if that episode was just like some like Kolsch.
Just a.
You know?
Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Is it really the Anchorage Kolsch?
we're going to have a really
I was gonna do an episode with Frank tomorrow to try to teach him how, and that's a bad episode to do it with.
So
I'll do it Monday maybe or Tuesday.
So you look at the beers and everything. You're taking one of the most sought after and like profound, especially like for the barrel house.
Yeah.
So you take Anchorage
Anchorage.
up there,
Yeah.
especially for cost point, and then you take the most basic bitch. I mean, there's a real artistry to Kolsch's, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like Pilsners and whatnot. And then so you take Anchorage, and you're like, oh right, yeah, excite. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Devil's Due or something like that, and you're like, oh, it's their Kolsch.
Kolsch. Yeah.
So it's
this
going to be an
tomorrow
interesting.
is
Yeah,
that
exactly.
beverage.
It'll be interesting because it's one of those things that you don't expect out of Anchorage. And I've never been a Kolsch fan, but I love Anchorage. Every Anchorage beer I've had has been great.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting for me.
It was like during the calendar build when it turned into a bottle off.
Yeah,
like,
right.
we're all going to do it. We're all going to do it bigger, so everyone's just going to the shelf as we refer to it, and
Shelf.
just pulling the shelf
Yeah.
shelf down. So I'm excited because that's a great bridge beer. Because then Monday on the mothership we're doing barley swine,
Yeah.
which is a barley wine. Which
I'm looking forward to that one.
again,
Yeah.
put 5 barley wines in the goddamn calendar. Like I understand, but like I'm.
Oh hell yeah.
We are that. So if we do a third type, it's IPA, sours, and barley wines, right? Like the barley
Well, I
wines
mean,
are
not in
like,
that order.
not in that order, but like those are our.
That's your
like,
big 3.
That's
I
our big
mean,
3.
I don't know. I would
You put
think
cream-
about it a little
cream ale?
harder. No, I mean, if you have an interesting cream ale, most cream ales are.
Your mom would
disappointing.
put cream ales.
Most of them
Yeah,
are
it was
disappointing. But when you do it right, like Mother Earth, it fucking bangs.
Yes.
Dude. It's so good. But I would say no, don't waste the spot on cream ales. But what I'm thinking more is, like I described earlier,
Start drinking.
the smoothie and the sours they're separating.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge wider and wider gap as we go along.
That's true.
So I would
They're
actually
very
put
different.
that as like 2 separate beers. I would say give us just some amazing smoothies. Give us amazing sours.
Yep.
definitely mix in some IPAs. I don't think we're going to be impressed. I gave an IPA a 5. I think that was the only one I gave a 5 to.
Gonzo, I thought.
That'd beat a creamsicle. It was.
Well, no, I mean on this advent calendar, I gave an IPA a 5.
Yeah.
You did.
So that was the only thing. So I guess I'll eat my words. I could we could have a really good IPA, but.
I mean, you could have a really good of any kind of beer, right?
Well, yeah, you could, but I would say yes.
but-
You're right. I would say give us the 2 types of sours, but I know Aaron wouldn't like that, and he participates, so he gets to say.
Yeah.
It's not because he's not here he doesn't get a say. And then definitely stouts and barley wines, but barley wines I think are elevating themselves beyond.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's
Stout.
just so much more there. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just the higher alcohol content, but to get to that point, to get to the higher alcohol content, you got to put a lot more into the beer.
Yeah, you do.
And during brewing, and all of those flavors come
gotta
out. And the
stop.
longer you let this one set, the better that's going to get.
Yeah.
Just because all of those things are still integrating. Even now, to 2019, 2024, these things are still. I can taste it still at work. You know, it's still a work in progress. It's going to be great in 2 more years. Like that, I can't wait to cop the 217 and the 2018. I think that'll be really interesting. But that's, I think, what makes barley wines interesting for me is that they have a depth and a longevity to them that surpasses all the other beer styles. You know, just because of what it is.
And
to
there's
get
no
there.
frills in a barley wine. I think stouts are starting to become
Yeah.
like sours, where they're adding like marshmallow and chocolate.
Yeah,
Not
true
chocolate
story.
malts, but chocolate itself and
Yeah.
peanuts.
True story.
Yes, and like the barley wine I gave SFIL.
Yeah, that one
That-
definitely got frills.
That's a
That's a gimmick.
That's a gimmick,
That's a gimmick.
and it's a delicious gimmick.
It is good.
If you have time and want to, SFIL, you should do an episode on that
that's the
because
spicy.
I'm going to. I
I'm-
will do that.
I'm curious. I'm curious on your thoughts because that's one I've had picked out for a long time. We did an episode on it, so
I haven't seen it, by the way, and I'm not going to purposely. I want to form my
Until
own opinion
you- yeah.
and then upload it and then see what you all thought as
we
well.
shared the can too on the episode, right?
I think so.
We did.
Yeah, we shared it.
No, we did a virtual that episode was virtual.
Yeah. It worked out really well. The beauty with that is again, Hop and Frog does amazing
Yeah.
stuff. I'm sad that they've just finally come onto our radar.
Right.
They're an Ohio brewer.
Just everything they make is
Wow.
just all
Is
that's
awesome.
amazing.
It's just freaking bangers.
They don't miss.
They've got a pentuple IPA that's up there.
Pentuple
with
IPA.
120 minute. Yeah, I swear.
Where the fuck do we find this?
And you're putting 120. Oh my goodness.
I have 2 of them in my fridge
So
right now.
Scott
2
has
different kinds of hopping
talked
points right
a
now.
little bit this year, several times about the hopping process and
Yeah.
the length of that hopping process.
Yeah.
And each time he's elicited 120 minute, but he hasn't had a 120 minute. I don't think
wow.
ever, right? So I'll introduce you to the 120 minute because I have some
I'd love some. Yeah, I'd love that.
at
That'd
some
be great.
point. But yeah, it's he talks about the hopping, how long you leave it all in.
Yeah, that's kind of been my sub-theme the whole advent calendar, and it's interesting because, I mean, not I haven't done that purposely, but it kind of started right out of the gate, and I thought, this is such an important thing because hops make the beer.
Yeah.
Hops are what really define the aroma, the flavor, the finish, the bitterness, the whole thing, and the balance. It's so important. So I just thought, that's something.
Quad.
Anyway.
Oh, Pentagon.
Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice, and I see it. It's at first blush, I tasted it. It was get a little alcohol-y, which you get, at first.
Yeah.
You got to let it breathe a little bit, and then once it breathes, it starts opening up, and you start getting the depth of it. It's really nice, but I feel like this is still going. It's still going to get better over time, get better with age. So, but you're so right, Matt. When you said it, I tasted it, and I was thinking the same thing. How's it compared to Decadence? So
100%. We're always going to do it. 10 years from now, it's going to always be Decadence.
It's totally, yeah.
That would
it's-
be yeah.
Exactly.
You should.
So it is
watch
getting better.
If you
react to it.
If you saw Decadence in the wild for, let's say, you saw the bomber or whatever, because in its natural state it's going to come in a bomber. Like no one's going like $100 isn't worth it. Like remember what
Yeah.
even if you share it or just with yourself or like you pop it on a special occasion,
Oh, yeah.
everyone's going to go, fuck yeah on that beer, right? That's
Oh yeah.
besides 2 levies. JT, you remember that beer, right?
Yeah, 2 levels. I do. How could I forget that?
Yeah.
I remember in name only.
in perpetuity.
I also won't forget the beer we had after Decadence. That Wild Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
You said that.
It was like a crash, totally. I remember that new stuff.
Yeah.
It was a total.
Man, I have to go back.
It was
and
that
watch
under the table deal, and I was just,
It's like, oh my gosh.
I should have.
Well, you told us they changed their name out of shame.
Yeah, they're Wild Tea now.
Yeah, wow.
Not even TEA, just.
At least they identified. Yeah, they changed their name. It's mostly because of how the disservice that they've done to the BCP.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, they wrote us a letter too. I haven't framed
The
it. But it was,
CEO of.
they were like, we were ashamed of ourselves. We were sorry for what we've done to your podcast.
Wow.
We've probably damaged your palates for years.
Yeah.
There's no recovery.
Wow.
You're gonna need
Do
surgery.
you think you have a lawsuit on hand?
May God have.
Well, I didn't want to bring it up because like I didn't want to.
It's still
I don't want to take the jury or anything.
Yeah.
We're still in the discovery phase, so we can't solely.
There's a lawsuit
Okay, my
coming.
bad.
and
I shouldn't have brought that
But I
up.
still to this
ruined our livelihoods.
I'll still to this day
damage, yeah, emotional
wonder why Barrel House put that in the mix. Maybe it's just as a point.
They
of
did.
comparison.
They did.
That was
They did.
No,
Oh,
they did.
That was a targeted.
That
That's
was a
like
special purchase.
Yeah.
this day becomes. Hey, we have one beer, but then everyone brings the conversation
That's right.
starters.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah.
All right.
You know,
I'd forgotten that.
Not only is it just your mother bringing conversation starters, but all of us are like
that was
bringing.
that day. That was
Yeah,
that day.
I mean, I don't know. Does your mom listen regularly? So my mom's probably the only mom in this group that listens.
Chuggle. There's a reason why she's Chuggle Mom.
Constantly.
My mom likes.
Mom.
My mom likes all of the posts.
Yeah, she likes them. That's why I didn't want to assume she doesn't listen. But
No, she
I
doesn't.
think it's one of those likes.
I think she did. It was probably like how our wives used to
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
and then they have to
never
deal with us
listen. I don't
24
think my
hours.
wife listens at first.
No, Stacy
I
stopped
forced her to
listening
listen
for
to it.
like
I was like, hey, listen.
35 episodes.
Yeah, put your headphones.
We
in.
need
I'll
lights.
play it
We
for
need
you.
try
Let
to-
me connect to your headphones. I'll play it for you.
She put it on the speakers.
She goes, I get 25 minutes twice a day to listen to what I want to. I listen to you at home.
Damn.
You're not going to make it. She listens to that radio show out of
Yeah,
here.
that's true. Yeah, they listen at home. I don't know.
My wife listens to the podcast for the humor. Literally, she said.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
We're not funny.
Yeah.
I'm stoic.
Oh man, I mean, she thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
I do, because we got a lot of. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this beer.
Let's talk about this beer. So I've already said it's, and SFIL has just tipped a little bit on
Exactly,
his.
yeah.
Pete, your thoughts on this beer?
Putting me on the hot seat, huh?
Yep.
So I don't think it has the depth that I was hoping it would have. It just tastes like
Bless.
a lot of
Bless.
the barrel aged stouts that I've had before.
Yeah.
So I think it falls a little flat to me. But it's not a bad beer. It's just not something I was expecting. Like I had more hopes for
You have
it.
any high or low notes on it?
No, not really.
Okay.
I guess nothing.
He knows the words. He chooses his words wisely.
That's why I was excited after years of listening and being a part of the Advent calendar. I was like, Pete, you have to go. He's like, I'm in. I just have something to do tonight. I know you guys hit it hard this day. He just needs to be somewhere at 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
5:30.
Plenty of time.
Oh, okay, well, it's changed. He said 9 o'clock.
How much? I was originally supposed to play a show tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we were going to be.
Is that
No, it was going to be like a tight 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got
Because this day is a very
overbooked.
tight
They
day.
overbooked the show, and guess who they cut?
Oh man.
Our band.
JT
up.
specifically.
You guys are too good.
We're the best band.
Someone
they have.
in NASA keeps saying to replace the drummer from your band.
Why do they keep saying that?
I
you
I
know
don't
why?
know.
Because the drummer's not great.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
that's why. I figured it
I
out.
just walk through the building and I hear.
I've been practicing though.
There's so
I've
much
actually.
That sounds like
It's on one of the
something.
pictures.
I actually have a
Phil's
drum.
about ready to get into a fight. We need to let him in on the joke.
Oh yeah, it's not a joke. They hate the way I drum.
Oh wait, seriously?
Oh, that's a bunch
No,
of
I'm
bullshit.
kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I've been friends with the lead singer and the before I knew JT.
Yeah, Mike.
And so I call him Preacher. So anyways, I knew that they got together as a band from talking to JT.
Yeah.
And every time I see him, we no longer work in the same office. So I walk by him and I go,
We all used to.
I really like your band. He's like, oh yeah. I go, your drummer though, you need to replace him. He just has and Preacher's such a good humored guy. He's like, I'm gonna look into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So he was such a good guy that he didn't tell JT. He
Yeah.
You know,
He's like, oh, I saw Matt.
yeah, and he shifted the message. Him and his mother, they shifted the message.
Yeah, and his mom.
and he goes, oh yeah, something. He shifted it to like, oh, we need to. He didn't throw my shade at
Yeah,
JT.
he did. He's too good of a guy.
But did he throw his mom shade at it?
Yeah, he
He did throw his
probably
mom
did.
shit. He told me that his mom hates the way I dress.
Yeah.
God, that's really painful right there.
So anyways, that's the joke. So now,
Okay.
because
All
Pete,
right.
Pete and I will go on a walk and we'll see Preacher, and I go, hey, really good show. You got that?
Gotta get a new drummer.
You gotta get a new. And he just laughs every time. Just the nicest guy. Doesn't have a mean, vindictive bone, anything. He's right up there with STEV when it's come to like Mother Teresa, STEV, Preacher.
Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever made that comparison before?
No.
Wow. That's a
I've
huge
heard Nick
compliment.
Jonas, but that's about it.
Nick Jonas and Mother Teresa. And your mom.
And my mom.
You know how good of a person he is? He won't say negative things about Eudora. He's like, they're a brewer.
They have a place.
They have a
They have location.
They have
I've seen that old
Oh.
mechanic building.
That is seeing the lemonade from the lemons.
Right.
You know what? I really admire that in you, Steph.
No, I'm a D1 shit talker. I love shitting on things. Yeah.
You've got a letter jacket around, your.
I do.
You lettered an ST.
I have a Letterman. Yeah.
Steph, do you have thoughts on this beer?
I agree with Pete.
Yeah, see, he's not going to say anything nice or anything mean.
Say some mean stuff.
It's-
Goose Island deserves it.
Yeah.
They're like
It doesn't taste like Goose or Islands, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, neither. I think
That might be a good thing.
No foie gras.
I taste some goose. There's some goose in here.
Oh.
Goose is a real.
Have you been up to
Or feather.
Springfield recently?
Springfield, Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been.
I know. I like where you're going with this.
I'm going to a lot of like personal cookouts. In
Oh, okay.
Springfield. A lot of people
Yeah,
just invite me for no
roasts.
reason.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
grill
super
outs,
fun.
cookouts,
Yeah.
some roasts, stuff like that.
See, it's right there. I know you've got something profound
Do it.
and like
Oh,
like an iceberg.
Spill it, man.
It's a 6-syllable word
Let it out.
to describe this beer.
Six
He's actually trying to.
Holy
He's gonna do it.
I can taste the booze. I can taste
I sure hope
the.
so.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's pretty boozy.
The booze is there. You hope so? I would hope you wouldn't taste the booze.
but
After all these years?
it's done well, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So is your
they're-
mother.
Yep. I can introduce you.
Nope.
Stacy would be upset.
Yeah.
Um,
Do have
yeah,
a place in my heart for
it-
moms.
I love MILFs. Dude, it's hard to put like one word on it. It's rich, it's sweet, it's got depth, but not as much as I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It lingers on your palate, and I keep wanting to drink more. I've got.
Yeah.
I know. I want to save some. To
I'm trying
the other
to-
two to
Yep.
compare.
That's where
I'm trying to keep myself from drinking it. It's one of those beers that you want to drink more. This is definitely a sipper and not a chugger, but
It's not pontoon crushable.
It's a sipper, yeah.
but it
I'm not
almost
gonna leave.
is. It
Nah.
almost is. Like I have to restrict myself. I have to restrain myself from drinking more. I'm trying to like.
That's admirable quality about you is that you would chug this beer.
I'm practicing. practicing restraint.
Sometimes you meet somebody, sometimes like Keith Richards is like a man who's clearly been through the ringer on all of the drug categories.
Yeah.
Your storage is full.
So
So
this is a good joke. I've got to do it.
You want that?
So you're trying to restrain yourself.
I guess that's it.
So Stev does No Nut November. He's famous for it.
Yeah.
famously,
This is Don't Drink December.
Don't
for
drink
Stev.
December.
Yeah, boom, done.
14 days. I'm deep into it.
But he's trying to restrain himself. He's trying to restrain himself.
Great
Yeah.
job doing that. You're really making progress here.
Yeah.
He's really
Don't
elated
drink
for
one day in
So-
December. Yeah.
So like,
Jack
sometimes
off
you
January.
Meet, you meet like a Keith Richards of a different genre, a different domain. We're meeting the Keith Richards of chugging stouts.
So,
It's like
Chugging barley wine.
Keith Richards is a member of the Rolling Stones.
Whoa.
Yeah,
The
the
Rolling
band.
Stones is a band. That's been
Really?
around for a long
No, I
time.
thought it was literally Rolling
It's a
Rock.
magazine.
It's a magazine.
Rolling Rock is
It's
a
a-
beer.
yeah.
man.
Rolling Rock is a beer.
And my mom.
Do you like put a bendy straw in here?
Pennsylvania
and
is
just
just
like
like that's professional.
From a language perspective, Rolling Stones and Rolling Rock are very close together, but I bet you from a domain perspective and from like just a pure quality perspective, they're very far apart.
I let your mom joke. He goes, it lingers on my palate, and I wanted to say so does your mom, but
I didn't
it was because he was on a roll.
He was still
and
talking.
I derail him too much.
Yeah.
I wish that this beer had more foam because Phil would fill us in on how much it has.
Yeah.
I noticed that right off the bat.
Little head.
I noticed that right off the
It's
bat.
just no head.
Smaller.
Yep, there's no head.
small,
Did you see the episode
uncreamy
title?
head.
Did you see the episode title from the mothership?
No.
Thick creamy head.
Which is a direct quote from you.
It's a direct quote.
TM.
I loved it.
So-
I loved it.
He loved it because he saw it.
I didn't see it, but I
No,
loved it
no,
anyway.
he loves. Once we had so many other episode titles, and we wrote
Yeah,
down
we had a lot of
immediately,
that
thick
episode.
creamy head,
Yep.
You gotta love it. The
Jeez.
thick creamy head means you can tell it's naturally
tight, thick creamy
yeah,
head.
tight
Tight, thick,
bubbles,
creamy head, yeah.
tight little bubbles.
You don't know the categorical.
JT was sitting here like,
Yeah, I was, but like the categorical listener that we get on this podcast, what you've described, it feeds the fuel.
Yep.
Oh,
We have some interesting
We found
characteristics of the listeners, which we appreciate. We love all this.
we found
I'm glad
our.
to provide the fodder for the entertainment.
We have found clips from our show and other people's shows that get thousands of.
Oh, like burp compilations.
Our burp
Yeah.
compilations.
Burp compilations.
And they will comment, and they're like, "This is
you
great."
mostly, not me.
Yeah,
I'm
they
okay, I
will,
guess.
and they
Sorry,
comment,
Stacey.
and they're like, "Check this out," and we're
Check
in
this bell shot.
we're in burp compilations.
Full on burping mode.
Thousands of views.
Great.
We have more views.
Yeah,
So,
not me. We is not really.
So
people are
you
into
know,
it.
I liken that to the guys back in the early 2000s that were mixers, right? And they just stole everyone else's music and then just scratched it all, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, come up with your own shit, don't use mine. But so now forever, I'm
Well,
gonna be worried. I'm gonna be worried.
Remix.
Who's gonna steal my?
I don't know if they were stealing.
Check this guy out. Talking about thick, creamy head on the web. Great.
Oh yeah.
This did not have much.
That's where you're at.
Oh yeah. No,
All right,
This had
so
none. This
take
had
it away.
none.
Take it away, Phil.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, are you done? No.
You're still going, right?
I give it a 4.5.
Oh,
Oh, you scored it! Whoa!
All right, I'm happy to go.
4.5.
I gotta say too, man. Wow, what an evolution in your palate I've seen in the last 3 years, man. It's been amazing for you to watch. What you just said.
Well, now he's legal to drink, so that
I
helps.
think his palate's been more refined than ours the entire time.
Yeah.
He came in as a young 20, low 20s,
As a chef, by
already
the way.
drinking
Right.
stouts.
Right.
No.
I didn't hit.
What were you
stouts
drinking when you were
until I was
20?
in my
What
20s.
were you drinking when you were his age?
Oh, crap beer.
Yeah.
Steel
I mean,
Reserve, for sure. Ice Hops.
Budweiser,
Grain Belt,
Grain Belt, Schlitz,
Schlitz.
all of our
Second Steel
favorites
Reserve
from the
sounds
upper
real good.
Midwest.
ancient lagers.
The old Busch Light, the old
Hams.
Walker's Best,
Ugh.
old style.
Barrel House has buckets of
Red
hams.
House.
They're gonna keep it. Buckets of hams, 5 hams for $10.
I think they should take the S out.
Just
And
say
it's
no.
not the food.
Just
Look at
say,
the ham.
just
It's like
say
saying
no.
ham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have any other of the
Just-
other
I was
beers.
confused.
so good.
Anyway.
You got 5 ham steaks.
I was hoping for some ham.
Well, that's what they
I was
said.
hungry.
Coolers, like back in the day, was pork chop in a can.
Oh, yeah.
That's what everyone ordered it as a pork chop in
Oh,
a
I
can.
saw some video recently that Coors and Smirnoff is a thing now.
What?
Smirnoff Ice.
Wow.
They mix them.
Oh my god.
I was the tastiest.
What's the
bourbon
flavor of that?
If it wasn't for the decadence,
really good.
yes,
Well,
and
Yeah, you're
Yes,
just the
and.
wrong one.
the big one, because I have the sweets aficionado here. The big one I wanted to do for this was going to do PBR and Fireball, and everyone says it tastes
interesting.
like a cinnamon roll.
I think we should spend some time in 2025 looking at beer cocktails.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a growing population
That would
of
be
these
pretty cool.
drinkers.
Oh,
Yeah.
We should do it.
But yeah,
Because I just saw the Smirnoff Ice Coors mixture, which apparently is a thing now.
yeah.
Go to
But who on the internet they say everything's a thing.
Yeah.
Go to
They're like, oh, I was at a bar. and
El
I saw
Toro?
this thing.
get the
They have that.
Corona margarita.
Corona
With the whole Corona bottle.
I want to read the whole entire bottle.
Swear to God. Yeah.
They do like beer
Well, they have
burritos. and stuff
beeritas,
like- yeah.
Bud Light made those.
I haven't had it.
Yeah.
Or
Bud Light.
Clamato.
Clamato.
Clamato, yeah.
That juice is terrible. Spill, take it off.
So let me continue
Take
here.
it off.
My point is,
Already.
I agree
With an
100%.
Boom.
I agreed 100% with everything that Steph said about this brew so far. And my regret,
It's a compliment. He never agrees 100% with anything I say.
It's an ongoing joke.
I try to be agreeable,
save
but
some.
no.
That's what I'm keeping it here.
This is all I have left.
Keeping it here.
And I find myself in the same situation of just wanting more and more and more. I want to keep tasting it because the more I taste and the more it's sat here breathing and opening up and frankly warming up a little bit, the better and better and better that it's got.
He's talking about you.
And your mother.
I think it's not.
Opening up your
Yeah,
mother?
it's not. It doesn't have the depth
it's
or the
Cannibal
breadth
song?
of decadence.
Maybe porn.
So I can't give it a 5.0 today, but I can see where it's going, and I can see that it's going to be a 5 someday. So that's kind of my dilemma, is to think, well, do I rate it where it is at right now? I think so. Or do I rate it where it's going to be? I can tell you all, I think it's going to be a 5.0 in 2 years.
So
2 years.
Well,
you can't know that.
Pasteurization. Wasn't your argument that it doesn't improve?
The alcohol,
But the
content.
flavors.
Oh, the alcohol
The
content for
flavors
sure
melt.
doesn't.
Yeah.
The melts.
But everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed some of what you said. Sorry.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I think, but it's a good point, though. It's a really great point. And I would like to taste this in another 2 years to see if it really has improved or not.
Well, we'll have to find one.
We have
2017.
Throw it in the Tupperware
I
container.
mean, we're in 2024 here.
Oh, that's
so
true.
we're
They started pasteurizing in 2016, right?
2016.
Yeah,
So
that's a good point.
In theory, should
So
have.
yeah, we'll see when we compare it to the 2017 and 2018.
Can we duct tape it and throw it in the fridge or something like that? I know your fridge is pretty packed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't touch the fucking door.
Don't touch, not the door beers. Not the door beers. Put four door beers.
If you
Or you
guys
door
can drink
beers.
the 3 doors the door beers.
Or like a
Matt asked me recently
a
if I
Ziploc
still
baggie.
had those 2 beers that he gave me that I was supposed to try, and I do. They're on the door.
We're terrible with
I
this.
don't
We give each other
people
beers.
drink the beers that you give me to drink myself.
I still have your Berliner tea. When did you give the Berliner tea to us?
Oh, I actually drank that
Easily
like a week ago.
2022.
You gave that to us in 2022? Wow, it's possible.
He just-
it's actually possible.
He's just making up time.
It's actually possible.
Time is made up.
Phil,
I can't
so
so
sure.
And the store is going to be a.
I thought you said it. Sorry, I didn't mean to rush
No,
you.
I didn't say it yet.
Okay.
It's got to be a 4.75. I was starting out lower, but now after it's opened up a little bit, I'm tasting a lot more of this. It's deep. I do
What'd you
taste
give it?
depth
You
in it.
started-
I didn't
All right.
score it.
We'll
I
come back
taste.
to it.
I'm tasting the alcohol's kind of burned off at this point, so I'm able to taste through it and see what else is in there. And I got there's some fruit characteristics in this, believe it or not. And I taste some plum and some prune in there.
Oh, prune.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's- I don't know if
check
I've
it
ever
out.
had prune.
Taste it and see if I'm. See if
You got poop.
Yeah, I guess that would have to be top
But,
of mind, right?
But it's great. It doesn't remind me of a Goose Island at all, which in this case is a good thing. Not that I hate Goose Island or anything like that. I think they're IPAs.
Wow, now we're fucking canceled.
It's over.
Goose Island used to have
I don't hate on them, but this is not the style of beer that you normally think of when you think of a Goose Island at all.
This is
I see what he's saying.
This is the only beer I think of.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Well, maybe he thinks of 312 or
I was
something.
about to say 312 is like what I think of.
312 is a beer that is basically a red M&M in a bag of M&Ms that are mixed. You know, like you don't like what is a 312? It's a fucking IPA. There's nothing special about 312.
I thought 312 was a wheat. Is it not?
I think that's their IPA. I thought.
No, that's the green one. Yellow is
line?
312. Green line's the IPA.
Yeah.
Huh. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way,
Nice try.
they have 312
Dang, yeah.
as
Good catch.
Remember when Steph said that he was saving his beer? He's been over there
No, I'm
drinking.
looking
He's
at
been
that.
over there
Yeah.
drinking it.
He's hoarding it. Check it out. He's hoarding it. I understand. So I'm going to give it a 4.75. Another
hard to-
4.75. That's my fourth in 14 days. This is the highest I've rated beers across any of our advent calendars.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, by far. I've got a couple at 4 and a couple at 4.25 as well. It's been a really productive year for me. Sorry, one at 4.25, one at
Do they have
4.
312?
You do have one at a 3.9.
Maybe
so.
that's only green.
I do.
Do you want? Can we officially change that?
No.
You want? Okay.
That's
I like it. Stay committed. I am committed.
Oh, we can do any decimal.
And I knew at the time,
Bill can.
what's that?
Bill can. He goes, we can do any decimal. I go, no.
I give him a 4.2.
And Teresa did the same thing, and Kate looked at her and goes, absolutely not. Matt's going to freak out, and that made the video too. So it's a spill, because he's here, and Teresa, who will never do it again. So that was an absolute one-off, but yep, so.
Yeah, the 3.9 was interesting because I liked that, and but it was one of those things. So we set a bar, right? The bar was if someone gave this beer to you, would you drink it again? Yes, I would. That's a 3.5. The next bar, the next level was would you go out and buy this again? And that's where I was on the dime.
No. The next step is would you buy it if you saw it? Then it's would you go out specifically to buy it?
To buy it.
That's like a 4 or 5 and above.
If you sought it, like
if you went sought it out, yeah.
Right. And my answer was I'm on the dime on the North High Falutin. And so I was like, God, is it a 4.0 or is it it's not. It's better than a 3.75, but it's not a 4.0 quite. So that's why I gave it a 3.9. I'm standing by that. It was early on. It was our very first beer.
It was.
You're right.
So
it was my first Asian.
So one of the things I
It's a
wanted
direct movie quote from a movie that before you were born.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so's your mom.
Didn't know they had movies back then.
Yep.
My mom's not in her 80s. She's I won't even say it.
Do you know your mom's age?
Yeah, of
Who's your
course.
mom? Okay.
I'm not, but I don't think she wants everyone to know her age.
Don't dox your
I
mom.
don't know. Women don't. I don't know why women don't want people to know their age. Like it's not. It's just a fact of matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's watching this right now, by the way.
It's live.
She's watching right now.
For her.
Show her mom. Come on from behind the camera.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. Don't be shy.
Join us.
She won't drink the beer. She doesn't want to drink.
One of these years, we got her to come down for the opening. That was amazing. She came down
Again,
for
S tier hugs always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
for the calendar
For the build.
Yeah, for the calendar opening at Barrel House, she Chugalo Mom came down for that, which was awesome. She was the furthest away, right? I think.
Well, I think Mikey might have been further.
Oh,
Wisconsin's
yeah.
a little.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's my score, and I'm sticking to it. 4.75.
Hell yeah, brother.
Why don't you go ahead and score?
You're the host, so you're going to go last, right?
I'll go last.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's good, but I don't want to score it that high, so I think I'm going to give it a 3.5.
3.5.
I have my score already picked out too. So
Yeah, so I wrote mine down after this. So this is a tough day, because we're ranking it on the calendar. We're ranking it against other carriage house
And we're in the
extravaganzas.
presence of company we enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It drives conversation.
Killed it.
I want to get to it because I want to get to the other things that we have
so
planned or whatever.
It was good.
It's going to be memorable, but it's not memorable. Off the top rope, it's a 4. It's just it doesn't do anything for me. All of their adjuncts and everything like that they put in all of their other series, like this year the Vanilla Rye. So if you go down to Barrel House, they still have 3 current year BCBS's variants on tap. The Vanilla Rye sold out like that, but they still have the macaroon. They still have a
Macaroon, I've heard
On
such
tap.
good things about.
on tap.
Wow, okay.
Oh, they have macaroon on tap?
Oh yeah, that's what I got. They've got 3 lines.
I know where I'm going this afternoon.
And it's lines
gonna be
20
taking
blocks.
that.
So it's 17, 18, and 19 are still 3 lines from the 2024. This one, the conversation is a 6. This beer
Conversation's a 6.
this beer by itself, it's a 6.9, I would say.
Hey,
This beer by
Wow,
itself.
number.
That's a high number.
It's just a 4. It's fantastic. It's nice that we have a conversation and the vertical. So we're gonna get to the
100%.
vertical.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
JT thoughts?
Yeah, if we were going on taste alone, I'm much lower than everyone, like far lower. The execution on the flavor alone is not great, and maybe it does have to do with that pasteurization because there's a lot of unfermented alcohol. There's so much booze in this beer, and it's all on the palate. And in the breath. I mean, it's just everywhere in this beer. The alcohol, it's boozy. You've overtaken all of the notes that could be possible in this beer with booze, and perhaps that is special. Maybe this is opening my eyes now. The Smell is excellent.
Okay.
The nose is excellent. It is exactly what I think they want this beer to be. It's a very chocolatey smell. It's just really appealing. I would have an air freshener if I could of the nose on this beer. But
I'm at.
the flavor is just not there. God, I think it's just too boozy. But I'm at a 3.75 on this beer, and I actually think that might be too high.
Whoa.
3.7. I thought you were going to
Yeah,
more the way you were talking.
Because over time, but like as you guys all gave your scores, like I was at a 3.75 before anyone gave a score. I'm actually like way lower. Like after I've had more of this beer as you guys have been talking.
So
I'm not gonna buy this beer again. There's no way I would.
I wouldn't buy it, but I'm not upset that I'm drinking it.
I'm not upset that I'm drinking it, but I don't think it's actually that good.
Really?
It's
I mean,
boozy. It's too boozy. I mean, I
You
want
think
more
it's still
stout
boozy after all
flavor.
this time?
Oh yeah, I mean maybe mine's different, but it's like
Wow.
so boozy. And
I've started two-handing now, so I'm.
I mean, I'm not hating this beer. I think it's definitely drinkable.
Yeah.
Do you think you?
But like, I mean,
prefer
we're talking about like the pinnacle of Goose Island's product. And if that's the case, we're 5 years into this beer.
Yeah.
True.
Um,
Even 7 years.
That's
into
true.
it.
So yeah.
You got a good point.
this is what they live for. This Bourbon County is released on Black Friday every year, and there are lines in Chicago for this beer.
Mm-hmm.
Here, not so much, but sometimes it is highly sought after beer. And I think maybe this specific year, and we'll find out what the verticals. I'm going to give it the 3.75 because I wanted to give it a non-biased score. But as you guys talked, I lowered it in my mind. That's why I railed on it so bad. So I think like I'm more at a 3 on this beer, but I'm at a 3.75 because that's the original score I was giving it. Because I do like the nose a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what
The
brought it
nose
up
like
to a 3.5
it's just
for
so
me.
good on this
Yeah.
beer. If that was what this beer tasted like, I actually get like brownie batter on the nose. If that's what this beer tasted like, I mean this beer would be.
Yeah.
If it's not a 5, it would be damn close. It'd be hard to make a decision not to give it a 5.
Okay.
See,
But no, it's just not there.
I think this beer tastes a lot more like it smells now after a half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, as it warms up.
Opening up,
No,
it's-
I think it still tastes like booze.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but at 15 or 14%.
yeah, it's still
It's
it's
going
high
to
up
be
there.
boozy, right?
Here, taste mine. See if it's any different than yours.
You think you prefer
So the
flavored
verticals are
ones?
open. Start digging in because
You
I've
think
dug
you
in.
prefer the like flavored ones?
I don't know. I've never had.
Which one did you pour?
This is the first year I've actually been
I
able
poured
to get it.
2017 in mine, so
Is that
Boozy or what?
yeah.
I think the booze is burned off. I mean, it's still boozy. It's going to be boozy. It's 14.7, right? But what I will say about
I think
this,
they could figure out how to hide it by malt, the malts with the
well,
malt.
I think that's what I was tasting. I was tasting past that. But I do hear what you're saying in that I do taste the residual sugar. It's sticky right in your mouth. There's residual unforgettable sugar.
Yeah, see, I hear you say you're tasting past that, and that's smart if you really want to like get at the craft.
Yeah.
But where I disagree is that I don't want to taste past it. I want you to give me that up front. Figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a brewer.
17.
That's your problem.
So is your mouth. We've had 14% stouts that we've been like, holy shit, this beer changed my life. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not decadence, and I mean, I kind of said that right up front. I think
The camera's gonna shake because I'm gonna pass by so I can go take a piss.
Hey, don't say anything. SFIL, you have to have some of that too.
Break me off a piece.
I'm going to. I gotta
Fix that
watch
one?
this out. Yeah.
Crawl.
Forgive the camera shaking. I just need to move
Whoa!
the table.
You're gonna edit it anyways, right?
No.
So we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit it.
Yeah, we can say all that. So Pete can say all his hot takes
I'm not gonna edit the middle.
about how he hates pizza.
It'll take way too long if I watched every minute of it.
Oh, gotcha. Well,
I could do it if you really want me to.
2 times speed.
If you say anything that's horrible,
that's why I wanted to know like how deep we could go.
go as deep as you want.
Okay.
Just let me know that I need
Well,
to
we know
edit it.
How about your mom? Ooh,
Yeah.
that's why we do it.
about your mom.
Sorry.
No, she's watching.
Yeah, right now. Show the little mom. Come out. Seriously.
Come on.
I know you're shy.
Whenever she's watching now. But we know that STEV is the chief ST now, so go.
I don't.
Oh, what about the Dr. Pepper stick? What do you think about that?
Give it a shot.
Does that go?
try it.
Does
Yeah,
that
he can't say anything until.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
gotta
spoil it.
Yeah. Sorry.
I will say this, between the 17 and the 19 thus far, I'm not tasting anything different.
I'm trying to. I don't smell a difference.
From the 19, you mean?
17 to 19.
17 to 19, and the 18 is still open.
Anybody else need some?
I don't think JT's had any yet, but
Yeah.
Okay.
we can just put it back. And
I'm gonna put a little bit more.
Um,
because I may not. Here, let's put this back.
Because again, we can't do adjuncts because then we're gonna get like the gimmick like
Then
cherry
that-
coke
yeah.
and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah, no. No, JT made some great comments. He made some great observations about that. There's definitely chocolate in there in the 2019 as well. I kind of take that as a given when you're talking about stouts and above.
Yeah.
Because that's the sort of you typically expect them in this. Look at how dark that is, right? You expect there's chocolate malt in there.
Yeah.
You'd expect there to be some chocolate notes in there as well, and they do come out. So I thought that was good, and like I say, it's real sticky. So there's a lot of residual sweetness, residual sugars that obviously didn't ferment.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because we never talk about like how it leaves
Yeah.
the front. You know, we're always like mid palate or whatever, but like the front, like on the lips, like
Yeah.
there's a stickiness.
Oh,
there
there is.
like,
Let's sink ships, guys.
there's a residual.
And so does your
It is.
mom.
Everyone, we looked at each other, and you went there with it.
All right, so we're
and
going with the
Chocolate Mom,
17.
17.
Yeah.
So
Let's
17
rinse this out
first.
to give it its just taste.
And again, I'm not.
Oh, sorry. By the way.
I'm not. I can't.
You're
in a blind taste test.
Small.
I wouldn't be able to say no.
Does anyone want to do it?
I'm in the way.
So you're not in the way.
And so is
Yeah.
my mom.
I will put 20 on it.
Yourself.
Yeah, burn.
I will put 20 on it. JT will match me on the 20. Does anyone want to do a blind
I'll
taste
match
test? If you get all, that's what I'm.
What do we blind taste? Yeah, let's hear it.
Each year.
Each year, and if
Okay.
you could tell the difference in the year.
Smell the difference.
Nope, tell the difference.
Tell the difference.
I would love to do that.
I'll-
I
taste
give it a
test.
shot.
I'll do it.
Just for the kicks. Yeah.
Okay, I will be the
All
administrator.
the other kids.
So I'm just gonna need 3 glasses. So give me 3 glasses, please. 3 of the same glasses.
So don't try it yet.
No, try it. Oh yeah,
Did you guys try it already?
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
the 2017.
We've done the 17. Just 3. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll take
Any
it.
of the little ones left, John?
I'll take it to the other room.
I only have 5.
Rinse me.
Oh,
I'm gonna donate the rest of my 19.
I'm definitely gonna taste the difference in these beers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The 17
Yeah,
is
17 is so much different.
so much
Really?
less boozy
Yeah.
Okay.
than the 19.
So much
I
less boozy.
haven't had the 18 though, so
Okay, so I'm excited. So I'm going to, because it's going to be easier for
Now the
me
18
to.
is gonna be
we
super
should
boozy.
tape something or.
Well, no,
Not
I
on the
will do it,
taste,
but I'm
it's
going
gonna
to
get
pour
you
it.
hammered.
Okay.
I'm going to
I
pour
looked
it.
up the temperature you're supposed to keep yeast at.
Good
17.
Good
and it's
question.
above 65 degrees.
Do you have tape? Because I'm going to make.
And so my cellar is above 65 degrees.
Do you have tape?
I have not like Scotch tape. I have Post-it notes.
Post-it notes is going to work great.
Okay. Here, I have a
And a
couple
pen.
pens over here somewhere.
Yep.
Cup of pens.
This is going to be great.
Oh, I got a pen.
I got a pocket knife.
The way you aggressively went into your
Oh, yeah,
pants,
you got it.
I thought he's going to pull out his
Use this pen. It's mine.
He's going to pull out his penis.
Penis.
My
I
pen.
actually thought he was going.
Pen.
Okay. So
Pen.
I'm going to take
Pen
the
is.
2018,
10-15.
the 2017, and my 2019. I'm going to mix these
Funny
up.
show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
So I'm going to do. I'm glad we always talk about doing this.
Blind taste tests are the best. It really puts people puts them to the test. You know, it makes
Blind
it makes it
taste
so
test.
that they can't fool you with fancy language.
Here's. I agree with you on what you'd already said about that. About this. Two
Start
caveats
different.
about that.
Can I have the 17?
17's up there.
17.
2 caveats about that.
18's back there.
Do we have any of the 19 left?
Yeah.
I have some too. I have some 19
Perfect.
left if you need it.
That's great because they need to have all been open and breathing at the same amount of time, roughly.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is the case, right? Because the 2017 that we're now drinking has been open for a half hour, and it's been breathing, right? So that's
You opened them really close.
I did.
Yeah, almost
yeah,
immediately
yeah.
after, yeah.
They've
Yeah,
been
so-
breathing.
Yeah, and they've been breathing. So it'll be a really good taste to do, to revisit the 2019 as well while we're doing all this, right? but I taste less of that booziness up front. But then I'm thinking, well, how much of that already burned off because it's been breathing, and also the other side of it is too, we've been tasting, right? So you get a little duller over time. So I'm wondering if that's had an impact as well.
Get a little duller.
It definitely lingered less to me, the 2017.
Yeah, lingered less for sure.
Oh, the finish is shorter. That's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing for an aged, for something that's aged. You want it to linger longer.
Oh, this beer is at least. I'm just gonna tip my hand.
Okay.
It's at least 2 years old. I think it's at least twice as good as the 2019.
Wow.
Really?
And I'm only using twice because of the 2 year thing.
Okay.
I actually was originally going to say 10 times as good. It has.
3.75 times.
I'll say this about the 2017. It has far more character.
Yeah.
It has far more depth. It's darker. It has more. It has more non-boozy flavors. It's something that you could pinpoint to like a, real world like food or dessert or some sort of other drink. It's just got more.
Okay.
There's more going on there in the 2017.
Wow.
Less boozy.
That was my
I
first
think the
comment. It was
boozy's
a
gone.
lot less boozy.
Yeah, a lot less boozy for sure. So yeah, we're definitely in agreement on that.
Yeah.
I had a.
So is that what it takes? Would it take the 2019 2 more years?
Maybe.
That's what I'd say.
Maybe.
Remember
That's what you said.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Is
Gotta give you credit where credit's due.
7-ish years
You said 2 more years.
Is that
the
the
best?
Now, what I would like to say is that our optimism in 2019 was just so misguided. 2017, we had a good couple years left.
Yeah.
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 The Cubs had just won the World
Clear the
Series.
landing pad.
Oh yeah.
The Cubs had just won the World Series.
Yep.
There was a lot of optimism in the world. We didn't know that COVID was coming.
How are we doing this?
Okay, so
Illuminati.
3 separate beers.
3 Fontaine.
Only I have the
fountains.
answer key.
Only Matt has the answer key. We're putting $40 at least on the line.
$40, not to each person because
Somebody
there's a lot of
got
giveaways.
To the winner.
To the winner.
$450.
To the one who decides the best that it's.
And
To the victor of the spoils.
to make it a true blind
Now,
taste
interesting
test.
Blind taste. We haven't had the 18.
Yeah.
None of us.
That's.
No.
No.
What you guys need to do is, I'll get the 18. Everyone was going to write down their guesses. So the answers are 17, 18, 19. Wow.
I have a pen.
Oh, well,
Aggressively digging your pants.
So it was your mom, XXX, or ZZZ in a triangle?
Oh, by the way,
Yep.
secondary improv keyword is that's what she said.
oh, that's never.
That's just always a.
Yeah, it's always.
Yeah.
So I know you guys haven't had the 18. Feel free to don't go back and forth. Don't do the aggressive back and forth thing. But this is fantastic. This is why I tune in because this is like I love the blind taste test. We've done them before. It's some of the funnest things that we've ever done in 7 years on
We're
this.
gonna write triangle. We're gonna write your mom, and then you're gonna write what's the other one?
ZZZ.
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 So I have the answer key.
XXY. ZZY. What's the Rush song? XXY? XYY? I don't know. What is it, Scott? What's the Rush song?
Name every rush.
XXY? ZZY?
Are you really a Rush fan?
ZZY.
Every Rush.
I've been putting Rush into my drum playlist so I can get back.
Oh, we're just
And
over
I'm
an hour.
actually
We've
not
gone over
doing
2 hours in years past. So
Oh, what are you at now?
hour 15.
Oh, that's not bad. I thought we were going to be at 3 hours.
Anyone who's
talking
talking
about-
boys.
anyone who's talking about John's band,
I'm not leaving.
John is the Neil Peart of our age.
Oh my gosh, please don't say that. People are going to come after you in the comments.
I mean, he's got more Bonham characteristics than Neil Peart, I think. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I would say I would probably.
I don't
know anything about drumming.
Neil Peart sucks shit.
Neil Peart does not suck shit.
I would say Bottom has a lot more.
Neil Peart sleeps with your mom.
Bottom is.
That's what she said.
He writes more interesting parts.
I'm sorry.
And does a lot of repetition. Neil Peart has a lot of
Cleansing of the
fills,
I
palate.
need to do some meat
not spills.
in between.
He might have a lot of
You heard it
spills.
right.
And Jones, your mom.
What are your guys' thoughts on the Dr. Pepper meat stick? Why?
Shockingly alright.
No, come on. Why? Why would you do this, Jacqueline?
It's sweet.
It's sweet, yeah.
Let me grab a piece of that. I haven't tried mine yet. Thanks.
JT's had it for a month.
It's on my counter because the kids want to eat it with me, and we're never together. It's like
You heard it, folks. JT says.
Absent
Has
father.
abandoned his kid.
Listen, I used to spend so much time with my older son, and then he started driving and taking himself to baseball, and I'm like, we never spend time together.
He's too cool for you now.
What?
We spend time together.
The kids never want to share JT's meat anymore.
Oh,
No, we're not talking about that. That's over the line, Matt.
So is your mom.
That's what she said.
What line? Actually, this meat is pretty good.
God, you guys are fucked
I like it, actually. I like it more than Dr. Pepper.
I don't even like Dr. Pepper.
I hate Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Dr. Pepper is so good.
Someone gives me
That's
Dr.
that's
Pepper.
his S tier.
No, Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew is my
That's
S
my
tier soda.
favorite, man. Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Diet Mountain Dew is the S tier soda.
I won't even drink Mountain Dew.
Not Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew.
Any Mountain Dew.
Well, you're wrong. Diet Mountain Dew is the best.
Dr.
Pepper is the worst soda I've ever had.
What? That is so
What is with
messed
their
up.
like 30 flavors? They
That's
say
a
is in
bold
their
take,
shit?
23. But
What's the worst soda you've ever had?
Name every
Ketchup
Dr.
based.
Pepper soda
Flavor.
flavor.
I'm not talking about gimmicks
oh,
that you get.
The
like-
strawberries and cream Dr.
Oh!
Pepper's pretty good.
That's the best
I
one.
heard that. I've heard that.
Urban Artifact.
you know my least favorite pop of
Dr.
all
Pepper,
time.
strawberry.
I'm famous for it. Slice. Fake
Slice.
orange.
Oh, slice.
Get out of here.
Slice.
Fanta.
Slice.
Gross. No friends.
Oh, dear.
Homeless.
No friends.
Terrible. Oh yeah, Slice.
No friends, no condoms.
If Slice is your favorite, you have no friends.
This is tougher than I thought it was going
Remember
to
no
be.
condoms?
Oh yeah, everyone was super confident.
I'm
like,
confident. I'm still confident.
Are you doing this?
He gave me a piece of paper.
D Max.
I'm
Chuglos.
paying. I don't know why.
The Max. One person will get it right.
The Max.
The Max.
I think everyone's gonna get it right.
There's no way.
Yep, meant to do that.
Wow, already.
Steph's voted. He's in. He's locked in. He knows.
I'm honed in.
He knows. I shouldn't have eaten that
Oh,
Dr.
that's
Pepper
not the.
meat.
I pulled out the answer key and I was like, no.
Whoa.
Yeah. I actually didn't write it down. I'm sorry. No, it's over here.
They're all the same. They're all 20.
He mixed all of that together.
Yeah, and put your name on it. Thanks, Steph. I wish I would have said that. That's why you're the number one listener and the producer of this podcast.
And the number one stunner. What?
I'm the number one
What?
stunner.
What?
Boom.
Yeah, the Juvenile's a big fan of yours.
Wow.
Are you a big fan of
Who's
his?
that?
Exactly. That's
sorry.
not good. That's not good, Juvenile. I'm sorry.
Phil, your fan
You
club
know
is
Juveniles
swooning
from
over this
Cash
right
Money
now.
Millionaires?
That he gets to, you guys get to watch in real time.
I don't. I'm sorry. I know.
Phil dissect
Cash
these
Money
beers.
Millionaires, Young Money.
My fan
Yeah,
club
Juvenile is
won.
part of that.
You didn't see. So when we did a co-live stream and we kicked to your episodes jumped in like 300%. You are revered on multiple different Twitch channels. And you,
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Twitch for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
You
Was that that one year where we
Big
did that?
nerds, yeah.
yeah, a couple of nerds.
You just need to grab a camera,
I get asked.
sit on your
Whoa.
chair, and just talk about beer and put it on YouTube. I think people.
It's
would
a
eat it up.
healthy fascination that people have with Phil.
A healthy one.
It's healthy.
And my mom.
Like if we ever sold merch, like one of the couple of pieces that we would need to do after the hat, after the koozie and stuff like that would be like a Phil inspired something.
Yeah.
I haven't had any 2018
Maybe
yet, so I'm
I-
gonna go with some
Okay.
2018.
Maybe I came to.
All right, I know what it is.
No, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he got it.
Off the
I guess
rip,
I'll
I
give it a
just
shot.
like one sip of each, and I just sent it.
Let me see. You want to hand me one of those? Anyone?
JT, unrelated. I might need some cash. I know I threw down $20.
Oh, I got cash. I got-
Quoted for $20.
I got it. I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
This
okay.
is awesome. Everyone's studious. Everyone's really thinking about it.
Great.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
And so
Those are some
Yep.
interesting titties. Remember that?
What was,
Yes.
what was the letters on this one?
That was probably the
I hate to say this,
That's why I did symbol your mom.
I was going to say, I hate to say this, but so's your mom.
That's okay.
Damn
Oh, wait, I got to put my name on there.
Yeah, put your name.
Okay, I will say this: that the two I have so far, they don't agree. So that's excellent. I see. Again, I love it. God, this is the content I'm after. Like, if we could just,
Whoa, what is
if we
that?
could
This is
just-
a crazy palate cleanser too.
Holy shit! Phil
case you
wrote a
need it.
paragraph for each. Look at this. Look at this, Chuglos. Look
I
at
didn't
this.
want to read it, but there's a lot more words than
There's
that.
calculation.
You said something about filling a word count. on a recent episode.
Is that MLA
You
format?
guys caught that?
Yeah.
That was my mom. That was my mom. Mom, you're killing me.
And so is your mom.
And so was my mom. Yeah.
I've got 3 submissions so far. All 3 are different. So just with 3 beers.
That's crazy.
That means I'm not going to have to put a 3rd mortgage on my house to pay this out.
Oh, so you thought we were going to pay out everyone who gets it right?
No,
Well, I would have, but now we don't. Yes, we would have.
Only one. There's a tiebreaker. There's got to be a tiebreaker.
rock, paper, scissors,
Yeah,
tiebreaker.
whoever chugs the decadence.
Mud wrestle.
Well, we knew he was going to chug the
Hold
bottom
on,
one.
time.
Yeah. It's going to be my buddy STEV.
It's gonna be me.
Smells are all pretty similar.
We're gonna get DCMA'd on that.
Yep.
Good night, son.
Oh, no. We're going to get
It won't sound
canceled.
similar enough. Man, that's good.
Damn it.
Is there, okay, so you guys have done a blind taste test.
Yep.
I think I got it.
I haven't told you guys the answer. Is there a difference between the 3 of them?
Yes, absolutely.
There's a difference. It's
very subtle.
It's very subtle,
man.
But you can taste the progression.
but it's
Yeah.
like tough to like hone in on which is which.
It's hard.
JT's drinking from 5 different glasses right
I
now.
see that.
It's beverage girl.
I got it. I think I'm going to be wrong, but I got it. I at least have my.
We're gonna go from 2019, which is the beer that we graded, and then we'll go down once JT gets me his answers. God, this worked out, and this goes to show you there's 0 pre-production.
This is a crazy.
We knew we were gonna have a
Yeah,
vertical.
By the way.
I kind of wish.
Oh, I like that one.
I do too.
I like that one.
All right.
There was a time when I would have said it.
I know I'm going to be wrong.
Are any of them? First of all, are any of them right?
I'll tell you what. That
There's-
middle one. was
Okay,
Not.
you guys talk.
had it when I was-
And it sucks.
Yeah.
It's
He's doing the answer key.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
But it's
It's important to know if anyone was right.
It's integrated and blended.
Someone's right. There's 3 different configurations.
it's so melded together.
What do you think? Your mom is 18.
And the, and the,
boysenberries.
and the sour has
middle
settled
one.
down
Middle one.
into something that's
I put-
palatable, right? It's now part of the thing, and you go like, wow. that's
Triangle
really
was
great.
Oh yeah.
I like
19,
that one.
ZZZ
It's really
was
good.
17.
Thanks for.
I think I put 17,
Oh, you went the opposite way?
19, 18.
I don't even
Oh,
remember.
wow, we're way different.
Yeah.
We're different, like, in all regards. Do you remember what you did, Scott?
Yep, I do.
What did you
Didn't
do?
ask me.
I did 19, 18, 17.
That's what I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the same thing as
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was-
So
each one was progressively less boozy and had a less of a finish.
Oh, that middle one was absolutely just
It was
fucking
good.
terrible.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the worst.
There was a progression. You could definitely.
If it's
taste it.
18, your mom was the worst. Your mom was the worst.
Damn
I
it.
say that.
No, my mom's fine.
You say that about my
My
mom?
mom's great.
Oh no, you have
Is
it.
your mom gonna listen?
No.
I have high opinions of your mom. I don't know who she is. I've never met her, seen her, or have any recollection of
She's
her.
only been in Ohio.
But she's
Twice.
probably great. She's probably great.
This is fantastic.
This is fantastic. Who wins?
Are any of them right?
None of them.
Are any of them right? No one got them all right.
No one
Really?
got-
No one got them all right.
Really?
Did anyone get 2 right?
No. No one got 2 right. Fuck.
You can't get two.
You can't get 2 right. Think about it.
If you got 2 right, you get 3 right.
Yeah.
See, that's how it works.
I thought that wasn't a joke.
No.
Hey, everyone got 1 right.
Nice.
So Pete got 18 right.
Which one did you say was 18?
Left.
Z. I thought
Okay,
it was
so
18.
so the answer key is triangle is 19.
Okay, I got that right.
Your mom is 17. ZZ
that
is 18.
That did not
Ah,
jive with
those
what's in
flipped.
this glass.
Yep,
Flip.
yep. All of you guys flipped them. So everyone got 1 right.
Jeez.
So
That doesn't match what's in my glass.
so Pete got
I think that's
18.
wrong.
Stev got 17 because he
I got
likes
19.
he likes the
Still, I got
mother.
19.
Whoa!
And Phil and JT both got 19.
They discussed they had the same
We have
winner.
the same
Yeah.
answers, yeah.
Yeah, they cheated off each other.
We just
Ooh.
we did.
Oh my God! Seriously.
Actually, I think we have a pretty.
Hey, to
pretty
the principal's office.
disagreement
Tell me about
this
him.
time.
But
Get him out of here.
that's excellent. That's the content I'm here for. Is
I wonder how Matt would have done.
we're gonna
Yeah,
talk
I wonder
about.
how
Oh
he
yeah,
done.
I zero.
Probably
I would
the
got-
same.
I would
Probably
got-
one.
I would
We
got
got
zero-
one.
I would got 0 right.
I was trying to use the sour as a cleanser.
Yeah.
I didn't have a sour. I wish I did.
That's why I had so much going on here over here. I was like science over here.
But that's
Oh, science. Is that science? Okay.
That's science.
Data science.
that's
Okay.
awesome. So I was
Wow.
hearing from afar you guys can taste the difference. Obviously, you guys.
Yes, there's a difference.
Oh, 100%, there's a difference.
Drink, so you can drink it right
no
now.
question about it. There was-
But there is a difference. But it's hard to.
They're stark.
It's hard to assign.
All right, you know
to a
taste all
year.
three without looking at the label.
Now listen, when you taste between the 3 years, though,
There's a difference.
there's a difference.
It's a very clear difference.
But I don't think it's necessarily an improvement.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say an
it's
improvement.
not an improvement.
Yeah, that's what I
So,
think.
I think some will. I think
sounds like-
I think 17 is the best.
Yeah. I think
That was
17 is
good,
the
that
best
was
in the
not.
class as it is now, but because I rated ZZZ 17 and it was actually 18, then I think I must think 18 is the best.
Oh, true.
Because I said like which is the best? That's 17, but I was wrong.
First, second, third.
17, 18, 19.
You have
Nope.
the list. You
19
made
is
it.
the triangle, and so that's the middle one. Your
19
mom.
Did I not do it right? Is it
Your mom.
17,
You got
18,
you got
19?
No, this is
17 right.
19.
Yeah.
Is this the answer key?
This is 19, this is 18, this
No.
is... No, this is 19, 17, 18.
Yeah, so I had 0.
So we're all no. You had 19 right.
Okay. This one, I put them in the preference of what I liked.
Oh yeah. So that's what
19's your
I did.
favorite.
Yeah.
Which is
Wow.
which I like more.
I
So what did I say? I forget.
this one was smoother for some reason. So now I
I
wonder
think
like
18's the worst.
I think
that was a mic drop. That was the quietest we've been.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like, stop talking.
Everyone agreed.
See ya.
I think I said ZZZ was the best, and I was wrong. That was actually 18, right?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
the 18.
So I thought that was the best
Yeah, I did too.
Huh.
That's interesting. I did too.
because I thought it was 17 because I thought
This-
17 was from this class was the
From-
best. Wow, what a weird thing.
This is fun.
See,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was the best, but I thought it was the 17.
Now we
Yeah,
got
exactly.
20 minutes.
We biased ourselves. We should
We
wait until
do.
2018.
We do.
I-
That's part of data science too, right? I mean,
Part of
it-
data science. You
I
can't
have
bias
a
that
vertical
data
about
science.
data
you try to take out the bias.
Only a little. Only a little.
I have a vertical of 2016 to current year. Besides, I'm missing 2020 for 120 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't have 2020 for this. I thought I did, but I don't.
Isn't
So-
it interesting? Isn't it interesting the way we brought our own shit
120
to it, and we
would
didn't
be
even.
interesting.
I mean, you're not thinking about it when you're doing it. You think you're being objective, but you're bringing your own stuff.
Yeah, you're telling
Oh,
yourself
for
this
sure.
one's the best.
Yeah.
But I didn't taste 18. I should.
This one's the best because I think it's this.
I had a sip of 18 before.
I didn't have
Smart.
any, I hadn't had any
Smart.
18.
So no one wins.
No one wins.
The winner is.
We all win. The Chuggalos.
Yep.
Chuggalo Mom, come out. Give yourself a round.
Chuggalos.
Juggalo Mob, did you
nice
do it?
job, Chuggalos.
Did you do it with us? No.
She did it. What would Frank and Bobby say about these? Can you?
Frank would be a 0.
Yep.
Frank would be 0.
Frank
Bobby would probably
Is Frank
Bobby
the kid or
Frank's
Frank's
the kid.
He's 20. He's 21.
Yeah.
Or 22 now.
Sorry, the kid was in
Him-
reference to
him and
the other person.
Him and Steph are peers.
Yep. We went to school together.
That's not true.
So for sweater weather, the smoothie, the first thing was it smells like a Bud Light,
Yeah, you did.
and it was the smoothie, and
Yeah, he did.
and it was like, okay.
Who said that?
All right, I want to bring up some
Frank did.
beef.
Oh, Frank.
I want to bring up some beef with. I think you too.
It's a Bud Light.
How did you three rate? What was it? The food?
Fuji.
The fretboard? Yeah.
No, Steph knows it as Fuki.
Fuji.
Fuggy?
How did y'all rate that so low?
I don't remember.
I didn't care for it, man. It just wasn't.
It was the breakfast.
that breakfast ale.
You went on this. You went and you were talking about CBS and KBS.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's what this beer should.
Oh
be,
yeah,
especially.
it missed. It missed on the.
I have 3 years of CBS. I almost brought that and said,
Oh,
and
man.
just
Yeah.
almost poured it blind and was
Yeah.
like, hey, what do you rate this one?
100.
100. It goes up to 5.
Again, and they don't make.
CBS
and like he said, they don't make that
is
anymore. They
S-tier
said
beer.
this is retired. If you see it in the wild,
Why
it
would
still
they stop
exists.
making it? I don't get it.
It still exists.
Stupid.
And I just
beer.
don't know how y'all rated that. Not a
I
5.
didn't get the notes that they
It's good to have
wanted me to
polarizing beers, though. I don't want to
just,
agree.
Just so you know, I rated it at 4.25.
Okay, so maybe.
What did I
maybe-
give it?
Just,
I thought he told me a bunch of people were in the 2s for that one.
Probably.
yeah, that one was like
I thought it was phenomenal.
275.
disturbingly sweet.
JT's 325.
325. Okay.
And I was 4.25.
Yes, Phil was 425.
So, we were all over the map on that one.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what makes this really great.
It was just wild because I took a sip and I immediately messaged Matt. I said, "Holy moly, this beer is awesome!" Like,
Yeah, I mean
I love it.
That's what's awesome about craft beers. Some things there's a consensus on.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Let it.
But some things it's just
boozy.
hard to predict
awesome.
how other
That's
people
very
taste.
boozy.
Because I would taste something and I'd be like,
Well, it's a
no one's
10%,
gonna
that's
like
why
this
We
beer.
need to let it,
As an
I
amber,
like
it's
it.
typically
Was
not
that
celebrable,
celebrable?
but in a 10%.
No, it was the orange.
We'll let that
beer
one
for
breathe
me.
too.
You know,
Oh, you
I
didn't
will
like
say
that either?
this.
No.
Yeah.
I will say this
I
about
think I gave that
the.
a 1.75.
I will say this about the Goose Island.
We're
vertical
just
tasting.
different people.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but we like
proves-
sours.
We do like sours. We
that
like
a-
crosses
There you
powers.
go.
It proves that a pasteurized beer
Yep.
can actually change over time. The flavors in it can change over time, right? So we've witnessed that, right?
Okay. I have a beer, Mr. Wizard. I have a beer science question. What's the difference between esters and adjuncts? I haven't Googled it.
Oh, esters. Okay, very
So
simple.
I'm just.
Adjuncts are adjuncts are real things that you put in the beer. Adjuncts are blueberry in this beer.
Particles. Yeah.
Put blueberries in the beer to
Particulates.
ferment it, right?
Yep.
It's extra stuff that's not in a normal beer. They call adjuncts. They're all extra. So it's not barley. It's not wheat. It's not malt. It's not hops. It's not any of those things. It's the other things you put in it
Yeah.
that make it different or special or whatever, right? So any of those additional things. Lactose. I consider lactose to be an adjunct because lactose is not part of
Probably
the
an
normal-
adjunct. Yeah.
Right, so all those are adjuncts because they're additional things you put into the beer to create a flavor or a profile that you want, right? Esters are something totally different. Esters are it's like a pheromone. It's something
It's a residual.
yeah, it's a residual. It's something you smell and your brain equates it to something, right? Like remember in COVID when people lost their sense of smell, and then my wife had this happen, and then she got the smell back gradually, but suddenly strawberries tasted like poop. You know, it's stuff like that, right? I mean, it's like that's your brain. Your brain is
How
actually
does she know what poop tastes like?
well. It
Is
smells
poop
like-
an adjunct or an ester?
Oh no.
If you put poop in there, it would be an adjunct. If it smells like poop, but you didn't put poop in there, it's an ester.
That's the rule we can use. There we go.
If it's like
So-
poop and there's poop in it, it's poop.
When they
Adjunct.
So, for example, I've talked a little bit about this on my individual cast. So, and we even with JT too. So when you see
Yeah,
Citra
we talk about
hops,
this sometimes.
we do.
Yeah, Citra.
When you see
yeah.
when you
That's
see
fine.
Citra hops, it makes it imparts some flora or some aroma of citrus. Right, you get grapefruit all the time. The grapefruit comes through on the finish, right?
on the taste.
You get lemon, you get some orange, maybe you get a little bit of lime. Sometimes I get with Citra
Just a
hops.
tiny bit of poop.
But it doesn't mean that they put lemon or lime or grapefruit in there.
Un
If
poquito
they
poop.
do, if they put orange in there, like the blood orange wheat ale, that means they actually
Yeah, fuck
that's an
that beer.
adjunct. They actually put
Yeah,
the blood orange juice in
basically
there.
garbage.
No.
You know, but otherwise, if it's just an aroma that they give off and those esters also permeate
Yeah.
into the beer and the flavor, then it's just an ester.
Most
Oh.
peanut promises, a lot of marshmallow promise. Those are
That's an episode titled Peanut Promises.
Peanut promises. I was gonna say nut promises. but I
Poop
didn't-
promises.
I decided not to.
We were way too close on
Well, yeah, like chocolate, peanut butter.
Chocolate,
These
like P. Diddy.
flavors are flavors coming from the malts.
P. Diddy promise. That's right.
Topical.
Oil
party.
Esters.
Oil party.
Esther's little secret.
That's exactly right.
That's a warped wing beer. Esther's
Yeah.
little secret.
What is this year's?
Is that really what
That's a warped wing beer.
Esther.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
They have a line outside on little esters or day.
Es-
They have a line outside for the bottle release, and
Really?
you can't find
Oh
a
yeah,
seat
they
in that
do.
place.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So,
incredible.
the one year they put peppermint in it, I'd say that was the best
Huh.
year they had.
So a lot of times, if you see, for example, you see like a chocolate coffee.
Yeah, chocolate.
Chocolate coffee stout, okay?
Yeah.
The chocolate,
My mom talks about that all the time.
guarantee they don't put chocolate in the malt. I
No,
guarantee
it's,
they don't put that in the boil. But
boil.
coffee, they may put it in there, they may not, because coffee is an ester that often comes out of chocolate malt when you brew with it, right? So it may or may not be.
Depends on how charred it is.
Yeah, exactly. So you can tell sometimes you maybe can't tell. If it's more subtlety, like, oh yeah, definitely when after I've swallowed it and I'm kind of I
was gonna put the-
after I swallow it, I kind
A lot of
of
movement.
spend some time
It's a lot of
smelling
eating.
the finish. I kind of get the aroma of the finish,
Chuck
and I
this.
see what's in the finish. if you're smelling what's in the finish, what you're smelling is really
It's gonna sit there.
So, anyway.
Yeah, no, that's a great question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a really good
Yeah,
question.
great question, Matt.
It's just, we've said adjuncts for a lot of, and esters are starting to become more part of the
Yeah, I
vernacular.
think we're tasting the deception a lot more.
Yeah,
Tasting
it's
the
The promises.
Well, it's
I think
the
that
nose doesn't
oftentimes-
match the
yeah,
flavor.
Yeah, oftentimes
We've had that so
the
many
promise
times.
on the can. I think when the promise doesn't match the actual flavor, it's an ester.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah.
always. When
Yeah.
when it does, it's the adjunct.
Adjunct.
Because why wouldn't it match? It's actually
Right, it's
in
literally
there.
in there.
exactly right.
Right.
Exactly right. And by the way, esters are in everyone else's mind. Your brain, individually, our brains teach us what a pineapple smells like. So when somebody says, "Wow, that beer tasted like pineapple," and you go, "I don't taste any pineapple in that at all," that's an ester.
It's not there because you just haven't had enough pineapple in your life.
I love them.
Right?
No, it's just what your brain tells you
No,
you're
no,
tasting,
yeah.
right? So, anyway, maybe that's my answer. It's
So slightly related, maybe not related at all. Did y'all have the
This
killer-
better be fucking close, Pete, because
Killer brownie?
following.
It isn't related?
Fuck out. What is it, Pete?
Did y'all have the killer brownie from Warped Wing?
Yeah,
Oh.
Killer Brownie, yeah.
Oh, no.
So that was a very chocolatey beer.
It was a chocolatey
that,
beer.
that just seemed like there was literally chocolate in the cup. I don't know if that was how
Chocolate
it brewed or not,
syrup
but
in
like that would be one of those like the nose matched the tongue, right?
I think that's.
I think we said that on the podcast.
What did we say? Did we have it on the pod?
We
I
had it.
thought that one might have been watered down a little bit.
Really?
I don't remember.
the Killer Brownie is the
The
deal.
lava can
feel
from
it.
Untitled Art was the one
Which
that
the
was
can is right
really
there.
fucking good.
The can is
The
right
lava,
there.
no, that's
cake?
not Untitled. That lava
that's-
cake was from Aldi, and that one sucked.
That one's brewed by Untitled. Remember, because they
Oh
contracted.
yeah, you looked at
See?
it.
Yeah.
But we had a chocolate lava cake stout from that was actually Untitled Art.
But the killer brownie, I went to DLM to get that.
Oh, did you?
Because I liked it so
I
much. at
love
King's
Killer
Table.
Brownies.
Wow.
Same. I also got some killer brownies. While I
Yeah,
was there,
good
but-
idea.
We didn't
It
get on
depends.
the pod.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to dig a little bit to see what they did with it, right? If it's not.
I didn't dig it all. I just
I go talk to the food master. I go, tell me all your secrets. Where's Rachel? Tell me.
I just thought it was
If you
phenomenal.
see, if you see cocoa, like if they put cocoa in the ingredients on the can or the bottle or whatever,
Cacao.
or if they talk about it on the website, then that's where they got it from. That's an adjunct.
That's right. So like,
I don't know.
cocoa was literally put in the back.
Literally put it in the batch,
Yeah.
right?
But that was just such a chocolatey beer that I was like, it was just, I thought it was phenomenal.
That's the kind of stuff, Pete, that makes me dig. I look, I go,
Ooh, that's
wow,
dark.
that was way too
Oh, yeah.
chocolatey to be
Very
normally,
dark.
because
Yeah.
normally, like an ester, the hint is that you smell it in the aroma and you taste it in the finish.
Yeah.
You don't
Whoa,
taste it
what
on the
is that?
palate,
Yeah,
right?
that
Right.
smells
If you taste
so
it on the
weird.
palate, then you're like,
11.4.
it's a little too
Yeah.
chocolatey to be, to be just an ester.
Yeah.
So, it's which is either, part of the malts that they put in there or part of the hops that they did. So then I would
Oh,
dig
whoa,
and go,
this tastes
oh yeah, they
skull.
put cocoa in there.
Right,
Skull.
right. That makes
Oh my
sense though.
God.
Yeah.
Skull cherry. Yeah.
Does it?
No, yeah.
Skull
It's got a
cherry. I'm sorry for
tobacco.
ruining it
No,
for
it's
you.
definitely
There's a
that's
tobacco,
flavor.
flavor. Holy shit.
So,
Such a departure.
you know what,
You
Matt,
should
this
be a coaster.
blind tasting
you
was a
should
great
be a
idea.
coaster.
We should do this every
We just lucked out on this one because we happened to have this.
Yeah, they never showed up with
This was
food.
fantastic. This was fantastic. This
Oh,
made the extravaganza. This was really good.
That made the extravaganza.
Okay, so Barrel House, Better Matt. If you guys
Better
have a
Can't find
keg,
it.
because
Better
it's gonna be 10 years next year for the 5th year. If you have a 2015 120 minute one, I'd buy the whole keg.
Oh,
but
shit.
two,
Really?
Wow.
because I can go 16, 17, 18, 19.
When you buy the whole keg?
Big.
I would because it's my favorite beer.
Big money.
Oh, okay.
But
Fair enough.
if we
Because
could
that was so
put it
rich.
into,
Yeah.
but a keg of
Where do you?
no one is sitting on a keg.
Matt, I will go in with you on this.
Yeah, they don't have it, but
They don't have it.
Gus
They have it.
They didn't say.
They told me they had it.
Gus has a
I
keg.
just got off the phone with them.
He has a
They have it.
Steph,
keg of 2018 KBS that. Because I go, what do you have?
Just
And he's willing to sell
just
it.
buy it.
Really?
It's not. If it was CBS, I know
CBS,
we would split it.
it's the home.
Could you
Okay.
imagine that? Could we live stream it if we had CBS? We would set up a
Yeah.
YouTube and we would just sit
Yeah,
here,
that'd be
the
amazing.
5 of us. But
All right, pardon the French, but what is CBS?
Canadian
Canadian
breakfast stout from Founders.
I saw
It was
I saw
the
about
best
that.
stout that they've ever made.
When did they stop making it?
Like
2022 was their
Yeah,
last
2000.
release.
ago.
Okay.
It was like eating breakfast.
I've 3 bucks. So
It
it's
was
like
so
it's like your
good.
Fuji. It's
It's better?
Oh, that's what did it for me. Was I had
By
CBS.
1,000%.
Fuji doesn't even touch it.
Fuji's
With
not a lot.
Fuji was good though.
Okay,
You and I have not had
blow
it.
your-
So we were going, it's really good.
that's a good
And John,
point.
John was telling me.
I
John was
did
telling
say
me during the-
CBS on our episode.
Yeah,
Now
you
the
did.
Grinch, the Who's won't touch the Grinch with a 39.5 foot pole. Fuji doesn't touch CBS with a 100.5 foot pole.
Fuji.
Is it 100?
Totally different.
Here-
150.
As somebody that likes both,
100
either way.
100 feet 6 inches.
I like both beers.
6 inches, that's what she said.
The Fuji relies
6 inches.
on sweetness.
By the way.
One arm man.
The
6 inches.
CBS relies on savoriness.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems like it's different.
You got don't leave.
Sorry.
CBS is so much more savory.
When you look at the can on Fuji, it had a buttered waffle.
That's what it like.
There was no buttered waffle in that beer.
You don't get syrupy waffle?
Have CBS and you'll never like Fuji again.
Dude, Fuji.
Well, then I don't want to have CBS because I liked Fuji.
CBS
Well, then you're gonna
buttered.
Well, also, can I get CBS? Because it sounds like no. I can't get Fuji.
I have it.
That's
I
got
need to interject because I saw the waffle, I saw the maple, I saw the butter, I tasted the
Founders
butter.
is listening. They're gonna start.
Yeah,
this
I
beer.
tasted the butter, I tasted the maple for sure.
Saw the amplifier.
And, because I think they put maple in
Tasted
there.
it. Yeah,
That's
they
not
put
an
butter
adjunct,
on
that
it.
was an
Tasted
adjunct.
it.
Or that was an
That
adjunct.
was an adjunct. Yeah,
It'll burn
But I
electricity.
tasted
Tasted
some of the
like
waffle
copper wire.
because it's bready, because
Right,
that's
like
what
a
yeast
9-volt
is.
battery you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's yeast.
Yeah.
That's what the yeast is bready, right?
Yep.
So I tasted all that, but
Yeah, but after I get-
after.
JT had a very different perspective when we were tasting because he was comparing it in his mind, like I just did with this one with Decadence, right? I was like, well, this isn't Decadence, right? Well, he was going, well, this isn't CBS, and he was telling me, you know, you should try that one, but
gotta try
you
CBS,
can't
but
because
you
it's
can't.
not. Yeah, you can't.
I don't have it.
Open up the peach hot stuff over there too. Like don't just.
Oh, the peach hot Jack.
Oh look, and there's smoking hot peach.
Oh yeah.
I also have some
Wait, is that
peanuts
open?
and some corn nuts.
Peach is a fucking throwaway
From
fruit.
Chocolate Mom. Chocolate
Rose.
Mom got the corn nuts rack and everything.
Did she really?
She got the
She
rack.
got
I
the
love
rack,
Chocolate
and
Mom.
she got
Hey, Chocolate Mom, come off the
She got
camera.
that from a
She's being
distributor of convenience store.
Thanks, Pete.
Things that you buy if you were a
By the way,
convenience store owner.
Chocolate Mom is awesome.
That
I love
the
Chocolate
corn nuts
Mom.
on
That's
it.
how
that's great.
The black rack?
Mom is
Yeah.
awesome.
That she got that like a
That's
convenience
nice.
store sale or something.
She's awesome.
Oh, and you're just like, oh, I want this for the bar.
She wanted it.
So have you poured it yet?
That's
The
good.
Decadence. The 2015 Decadence.
Is
No,
that peach?
the Decadence.
That's right.
Oh,
You
may.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I love it. Don't eat that. Don't eat that packet.
hell yeah! I thought for a second
Wow,
it was gonna.
sounds good.
No, it's peach. It's a throwaway.
You gotta say one thing. What'd you guys think, just before we even get into this,
That's a
right?
really good beef jerky.
What'd you guys think of the party tricks? What was all your scores for AleSmith's Party Smiths?
Party Smith.
Party tricks, sorry.
Matt got 'em.
I have them. That's what.
Oh, yeah,
that's
these
what
are
I got.
Vacuum seal? What the
Which
fuck?
which day was that?
It was,
Now that I'm
um,
trying this beef jerky, it's
it was
the
day
worst
5.
jerky I've ever
Beautiful can.
IPA. It was a West Coast IPA, but it wasn't an West Coast IPA.
Can't open
It was
this.
beautiful.
Oh, that was the one I said this is not a West Coast.
Was
Yeah,
that
it was like a perfect IPA. It was like
was
perfect
was that
balance.
like Wednesday?
Pint can. It was the 5th Sunday, Monday,
The longer
Tuesday,
this
Thursday.
lingers, the more it sucks.
Oh, it's just
Oh, last
I
Thursday.
just buys the whole
as you
thing.
salivate absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I would.
That's fake peach.
Phil, I was super high on that one.
Peaches.
Everyone else.
Fuck you.
I
Corn
mean,
nuts.
Mikey was higher, then everyone tapered off.
Original. You went with the OG.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Everyone was. Well, Phil, you were a 4. Everyone tapered lower than us.
I regret not measuring that one higher. And I put,
I was a 4.75. I really enjoyed that one.
thing is, I put like West Coast IPAs, I rate them on the scale that you talk about, JT, on for 450 North. It has its own. West Coast IPAs have their own scale.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them that even if one's really, really good, like the one I had,
There needs to be more.
there needs to be more. Like the one I had last night, the one that I had yesterday.
The market share is
Lot.
super small on West Coast because everyone does New
I
England.
think it's big.
Right.
No.
I think West Coast.
We disagree. This is
Maybe it's
our,
because you go to the West Coast pretty often.
no.
They don't even really.
It's not.
There are probably more New England beers than
You agree, though,
like,
right?
Yeah, like on the shelves.
But we disagree.
I think the appetite for West Coast, and I actually think it's disingenuous. The appetite for them. I think yours is genuine, but I think a lot of people
you
claim
racing?
they want that, but they don't.
We disagree, Pete, for the
And
same.
that was evident in Party Tricks.
Yeah, we disagree for the same reason. I think it takes more characteristics, or it takes more skill to make a good West Coast than it does in New England. Because in New England, you can hide more
Yeah.
because of the cloudiness and all of that crap.
Oh, the hazy or.
But that's where he thinks that's where the signature, where you develop all of those flavors and those layers, where West Coast is almost like a German purity law, where you're simplifying it because it's more of a clear beer and you don't have as many, it's less ingredients, it's less and more. But like talking to, I know Sarah from Barrel House and a couple other people that are involved, they want more, or like fresh hop. That's the big thing now is fresh hop.
Fresh hop, yeah.
We want more fresh hop in the market because fresh hop is distinct from both West Coast and New England, where you get that vibrance
Yep.
and that, alpha acids or whatever, but like that pop, like you can taste not like a gin, but like almost like the botanical of it,
Yep.
where you get that vibrance, like, hey, this
I
is,
can't do it.
but you can't sell it. Those have to be drank like in the first like 120 days, almost like Stone does. You guys elicited. You guys talked about AleSmith being a signature, but really of the San Diego brewing scene, it's Stone. Stone is, and
The Stone is truly West Coast, yeah.
and they will drink by or drink after. Like
yeah,
they
that's
put it
the
on the
bottle,
fucking bottle.
That's
like,
it.
and that's
And it's
great
beer.
because a lot of us craft beer drinkers are lemmings. I don't know if I can sell her some shit, but if you tell me drink by 4th of July or whatever, because they do so much of that, that's awesome. Lead me by the fucking nose on some of these things because I don't know. Like if I brought like a drink by 2016 and I popped it and you guys would be like, that's a fucking turd of a beer. But there's some of these like, Decadence and, Epic with Big Bad Baptist or whatever that you're supposed to sell her. Like, and
Yeah.
put that signature on.
Yeah, the more malt that's in it, and the higher the alcohol content, the longer it needs to sit. That's just the rule of thumb, and it's true.
Not great.
The fresh hop beers, or the dry hop beers,
Yeah, I agree.
the dry hop beers need to be drank sooner because the whole purpose of dry hopping is to get the aroma.
Yep.
It's all about the aroma. It's not about the bitterness at all. You don't get the bitterness except for in the
Actually,
brewing
it makes it
process,
with
right?
peach
Because
beef
it won't. The hops won't be broken down to bitterness until it's been at least 45 minutes to an hour in the boil.
Yeah.
And you're not doing that with fresh hopping.
nuts.
Fresh hopping is just to get the aroma, the extra aroma and the flavor out of it, which is a lot of what West Coast.
It's like the final 3 to 5 minutes of the boil, right?
Yeah, that's not even in the boil.
Trader
It's
Joe's
actually
has
a lot of times it's in the
Trader Joe's.
first fermentation, in the
What?
primary
We got like
fermentation.
Oh, wow.
They'll throw it in there, and the first fermentation, as it's bubbling, and as the yeast is going to town, and breaking down all the sugars into alcohol and all that stuff, the hops will be actually integrated into it, synthesized into it, right? But that will break down quickly. All the because like the hop oils, what's in hops that makes it flavorful and filled with aroma is the oils, right? And the hop oils in the boil break down into bitterness. The hop oils in the dry hop afterwards in the fermenter make it give it the aroma, right? But that aroma breaks down a lot quicker. The bitterness will not break down. So
Here's the thing I had asked on one of my solos for this. Could you French press a bunch of hops and get no, seriously.
That's a good question.
And have an oilier IPA that lasts on the palate for far too long.
That's bean versus grain? I mean,
Yeah.
No, hops is, you can squeeze the plant just like you
It's
would.
a flower.
Well, I get what you're saying, French press on the bean, but what I mean,
Beans are more sturdy
you can
sucrose?
like press.
What, are you saying like an
like an olive or something. Yeah.
Like a teal.
well, that's an
Yeah,
oil.
like an olive oil out of the hop. Can you do that? Because I think there was a beer we had that did that.
I don't know why not.
Yeah.
I mean, basically,
I actually think
when
someone
you see a
pressed
hop
the hops.
flower, it looks
Which
just
one was
like
that?
it just looks like marijuana because it is. It's a
Cousin of-
I think,
first
yeah,
cousin.
it's
the
part
first
of the
cousin of cannabis,
cannabinoid
right? But the
family.
oil's in there, right? So I don't know why you.
I think it was on the West Coast that I said wasn't a West Coast.
That was the AleSmith.
Yeah, I said I wonder if they pressed the hops. I actually said it on the video because it felt like the hop. There was almost no hop profile on the liquid. There was hops in the breath, but it lingered forever. And I thought maybe this is oil.
That was really well done.
Maybe this is an oil. So I wonder if they can do that. Press it. Press the hops. Get the oils out.
You were hoping for more on this, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Way more.
It's what do you think?
It's a one note, unfortunately.
One note.
It
I
doesn't.
think it's a.
Bad note.
So yeah, it's.
Well, that is also one note. One is
sure.
bad.
Tobacco.
Stop it.
Have you had the decadence yet, though?
Not yet.
I'm drinking it right now.
Yeah.
I'm so close to figuring out what the taste is.
Don't tell me yet. I haven't had it.
I'm so close. I don't know what it is yet, but there is a taste that is very.
It's not the decadence. It's a decadence.
Yeah.
I have mine.
So what they're doing with
have
the
my
Decadence
taste.
brand is they're trying to make the best
And-
stuff, right?
Yeah, because the one of the years betwixt it was a Belgian quad.
Okay.
So they'll take challenging styles, especially 10, 15 years ago. They'll take challenging styles and put their twist on it.
Pardon me.
Your pardon.
Thanks.
I would say this. Oh, he wrote it down. I would
Is
say
that your
this.
rating?
I would say this
I forgot what the word is.
off
but I
camera
know what it
because
is.
we're all performing and we're creating content or whatever. JT, you need to
I gotta
host.
Google it.
You need to host something like this off camera where we can just do like a bottle
Let's do
share
it.
or whatever
Anytime.
like that.
Oh,
You know what I'm
that's a great
saying?
idea.
Like
Great idea.
just where we're not.
Good bottles to
We're
share.
not. Yeah, just not even good like conversation starters or whatever
Yeah.
because it's obvious that we have. Then we can put tunes on and.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
we should do that. Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
I'll set it up.
But you know what I'm saying.
Great
I'll
idea.
set it up for Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I will be getting off orders that day, so I'll
Oh,
be
okay.
driving back.
Never
But
mind.
Not a good day for
Different
that.
day.
yeah, well, Pete said I could do it. And I go, Pete. Hey, I'm looking at time to put my orders because I work right next to Pete. So
We do work
I
right
see.
next to each other. Yeah.
is he?
Sweet.
Are you competing? Are you going to try to do the difference between the epic?
No,
Can
no,
you
no,
blind
no,
taste test the difference between the decadence and?
I have my
He is
taste.
colorblind, so
I have my taste for decadence, and I'm waiting for everyone else.
He wants to know what.
Oh, we're gonna rate it. Oh, this is just
Prove it.
bonus beers.
No.
No.
Oh.
No, but there is a flavor in here.
Oh,
But I cannot put my
I
finger
know what
on.
the flavor is.
I'm not a flavor guy. It's an enjoyment. these
I haven't had a
guys
mattress in a few months.
these guys are flavor guys. I'm more like enjoyment, experience, or whatever.
Oh,
So
yeah, this
like,
does taste like kind of mattressy.
Wow. Yeah.
It's got a real
I dig
like,
this. I dig this a lot,
used
actually.
body.
I can't.
Yeah. I dig that a lot.
Yeah. I know this flavor. What is it?
What is it?
I know.
That's what I've been trying to figure out.
I know who it is. Right.
That was my first taste of.
Let's write down household chemicals that we think JT's gonna say.
Oh, I've already landed on mattress.
What he started with mattress.
Formula 409.
Mattress on the nose. Spring mattress. Spring.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not
spring. Oh yeah,
Spring
spring.
mattress
It's
is like
not a
the
hybrid.
like filler cotton shit that they put in the.
Phil's over there deep in thought.
No memory foam. No memory.
Okay.
Not on this beer. Oh
No.
wow. What is that? Oh, I know what that is.
Great. Now you're on the same page as me, and I'm obsessed.
I know what it is. I'm gonna get it.
This is why the calendar builds so.
Oh, I know. I know what it is.
I have my taste.
But I don't know what it is actually. You know what that Mexican like candy is? That's like
Tamarind,
taffy almost, but not.
like the chili
But not without the
Tagine,
chili.
yeah.
Without the chili.
tagine.
I love
Tahini?
I put
Tahini.
tagine on mac and cheese. It's amazing. You should do it.
We did that on an episode. He brought. Like,
Oh yeah, I had the
tahini.
Mexican beer
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, you do like a rim.
Yeah, we did a Modelo on it. And
Nice.
it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't great. It was fine. I don't know why people
Again,
think
we-
that's like an enhancement to beer. It's definitely
we do
not.
we do.
It makes it worse.
It's a gimmick, right? Like
It's a gimmick, but people in California drink it like it's. Like
That's
the
the only
reason I
way.
found it was because my brother-in-law, Uncle Brian, to my kids, he's Uncle Brian.
oh, not to me.
Not to me or you.
Yeah.
He's just B.
My cousin Uncle Brian.
He
by the way,
it's
Phil,
like a beer enhancement. I don't think-
when you have that hoppin' frog after you've had it, it's episode 302 that we've had it on the pod.
302.
302.
Did you figure it out yet?
Thank you.
Dashboard? Maybe? Dusty dashboard?
Not just a dashboard.
I'm like mattress on the nose, like car dashboard on the taste. Don't ask me
Again,
why.
is this just not the best hangout? Like this, like
This
we
is
could just, we could just sit here and
great hangout.
I'm glad you said that. That's what I was trying to create.
Wow.
I wish I had
I
more
wish
like
this was
natural
here.
wood.
Way closer to my house.
yeah, right. If this is in Beaver Creek, we could ride the scooters over.
Yeah, we could scooter over.
That'd be sweet, yeah. There's not a lot of carriage houses in Beaver Creek.
No, no, you would have to go down to Alpha.
You'd have to build
Yeah.
a new one, probably.
Down in Alpha. So like the southeast corner of Beaver Creek is one of the
Like
oldest.
the Xenia part?
Nope.
No.
On this side
the
of
other
it.
side.
No, closer to us. Like like 200 yards from Southern Ohio.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like if you ever want to go to a terrible brewery,
What is
but then
yeah, I mean,
like
if you want to go to a terrible brewery.
like Jen lives in one of the old, and they have
I haven't heard that name in a
carriage
while.
houses.
Maybe if I just
I wonder how Jen's doing teaching all these classes.
Shake it a little.
Shake it a little. Oh yeah,
Oh, man.
he's deep in thought.
What is this beer?
Dude.
What is it?
Good.
Thank you.
Where's Rachel?
I'm going to tell you what.
Where is he?
I can't let you tell me because I cannot figure it out.
Well, I think Mexican candy is part of it.
Are
you
you
think
passing
that-
notes in class?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
I
think
feel like
it's
Mr. Feeney. Like, do I need to read it right now?
That's what I taste
Let me cleanse the
in
palate with
decadence.
Oh wow! See, this is you.
Cleanse the palate with a heavier beer. Like
2017.
That's gonna be something for.
I'll do it 20.
I could. You could give me 3 things, and I'm not gonna taste that. Like, I don't know the taste.
You don't, okay.
Wow.
There's something.
I'll tell you what it is.
Wow.
What do you? It's.
But the problem is, I'm glad you wrote it down because if you say that, that's gonna plant a seed in both.
In everyone. Yep.
Yeah.
I could give them 100 words; they're not gonna say it. I could give him.
I know what it is. It's
300
Amish
words.
hay. It's
It's made without electricity.
natural hay.
It's a Amish built patio furniture.
I think-
Yep.
Oh man, what is this?
We should do a vertical of one.
Wait, is
From
this
a real
not-
perspective,
Is this not?
I'll be honest.
No.
There's
But
like
we're sharing
real,
them.
there's real like memory smells going on in this beer, and
Yeah.
none of them are real. Like
No,
things.
absolutely not. Not things you put in your mouth or supposed to put in your mouth.
like an empty fridge that has a baking soda thing in it. That's the smell.
I'm just.
Grandma's
You guys don't get empty
It smells like
fridge.
mothballs in my
Is it still
closet.
recording?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're at.
You guys don't get empty fridge out of this beer?
We're at 2 hours.
Tell
We're
me,
at 2
think about
hours.
an empty fridge
Yeah.
and then smell this beer.
Well, we're
get it,
typically like.
You get
Empty fridge. These are real things I say. People make fun of
You
me.
are using words.
He said he gets empty fridge out of this beer. Scott, think about
Out of the nose.
think about an empty fridge in your mind with but it has one baking soda thing in it open.
But also,
Empty fridge.
the fridge was probably built in like the
Open
50s.
close your eyes, open the door, and take a whiff. Take a whiff of that empty fridge.
The 50s were
Now
a
smell that
decade.
beer.
Okay. Another decade.
I wasn't
Empty
there
fridge,
either.
right?
I've just heard stories.
Or was that before or after the 80s?
That's very interesting.
Empty fridge. He's getting it. I
No,
can tell
see,
he's
you're
getting it.
planting.
I'm not planting it.
You're leading the witness.
All right, Steph. Without me saying empty.
No, I have my own.
fridge, Steph, smell your
I have
beer.
my own profile in my head.
So you just said it.
I didn't say it.
Gee, like, wow! I'm glad everyone was quiet. Like,
I'll say it. I've been watching.
That sounded like a bong to me. I'm just saying.
How do you know what a bong sounds like?
Phil, what's a bong?
From what others have told me.
Oh, yeah, right.
Somebody on the internet told me that
I saw a picture once.
it's a water pipe, by the way.
It's too earthy to be the baking soda empty fridge.
No, empty fridge on the nose.
No, it's not.
It's not earthy.
Prove it. You can't with your beer. He's got the best beer fridge.
There's too much beer in there.
Like,
Fridge
too
smells like
full.
onions.
It's the opposite of that.
If we would smash cut 5 years
think
ago
it's
and we
the
would
best?
take a picture,
You think it's the best, but like half that beer is shit we've already had on the podcast. Cause
it doesn't matter. That we've got good,
There's some good bangers on there. Yeah, for sure.
good taste.
Some good bangers.
On the nose.
Compared to bad
I'm getting
bangers.
Yep. So is, and
Obviously,
your mom is a good banger.
Empty
I give
fridge.
up.
No, I'm gonna get it.
Nice.
Nice.
Segue.
I didn't even.
And your
Your
mom.
mom's a good banger.
That's what she said.
Oh, is that what it is?
Nice.
Yeah.
Good callback.
That was great.
Yeah, I stick.
Does she make it 2 hours into the
Not
episode?
smart. Not smart.
No, she's a good hugger. Oh, she's gonna.
She's gonna kill you.
No,
She's gonna find you outside a conference and murder you.
no,
man.
she's a good hugger. She'll hug me and tell me she's
Good
disappointed.
hugger.
It's not empty
before.
baking soda fridge. It's God, you're so far
The
off.
nose is empty fridge.
No, it's not.
It's way more than that.
There's more,
That's like
part
a
of it.
chemical. There's like an
No, it's not
earthiness. Like
chemical.
this is nature.
Look, I'm gonna say
It's
it.
the absence
I'm
of
gonna say the word.
Don't say it. Can I? Okay.
I
want to say it. Everyone's committed to their nose. Besides
No, I'm not committed.
Phil.
I have more. There's a melon in there, in the fridge.
Wait, now you're adding things.
Okay, now it's not an empty fridge.
There's a melon.
fridge
in
is
there.
not an empty fridge.
There's a box of baking soda and a melon. We're not sure what kind.
This is the worst
How long
fucking
it
fridge
is.
of all time. If we spent another 5 hours, there would be a sealed bottle of ketchup,
I need to
a
cleanse
sealed
my
bottle
palate.
of
How do I
mustard.
do- How do I cleanse my palate? We gotta look at all these bottles. This.
Yeah, right. This is
great.
crazy.
You want me to
Or some
use
nuts.
that? This beer's not gonna cleanse. Oh yeah, this
Here's-
beer will cleanse my palate.
Here's some nuts. Okay, whatever.
She said it.
Steph, I'm just gonna say it. Steph wrote down, and
I want
you
to write
guys,
some stuff down.
you guys could have 800. So you do not want me to say this yet because you're
Give
just
me
gonna
one
say
second.
empty fridge plus a
I
melon.
said empty fridge on the nose. On the mouth feel.
On the mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel,
It's a, okay, so it's a.
Hey, we say mouth.
It's a fridge with lutefisk. Like, thanks. Phil threw out lutefisk, and I'm
I don't
probably.
know what lutefisk is.
Oh, of course, because you're not vegan and from Wisconsin. But
I know
Yeah,
what this
that's
is.
a-
I know. What
I
this is.
figured, Matt,
This
you'd
is-
know that. Lutefisk
Yeah.
is one of the most disgusting things on
youngest
the planet.
person in my family that still eats it. So I got a lutefisk story. It's not for this podcast, but
I wanna hear it.
I can't wait to hear it.
tell me. It's a good one. It's
There's nothing left.
like
My
5 minutes,
palate's
but-
fucked up. Let me check.
Get some nuts.
that's good. More rapper in the sound.
Wow, that's really interesting. So there's a lot going on here.
That's some ASMR.
Welcome to the ASMR portion of the.
So I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong. That's fine. We're not going to edit this shit.
There's no correction.
And
all good.
should we end it in 15 minutes and just sit here and enjoy each other's company and just
Sure.
worry about, because we've rated the beer.
Set a timer for 15 minutes.
But I'm just saying,
No, you don't.
turn on some tunes and just like sit here and enjoy each other's company.
Dudes being bros.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
But
good.
but we need to conclude the empty fridge with a melon.
That's on the nose.
Please.
The taste is so much different.
Head in his hands.
What is it?
He's over. Phil, he's over here stressing.
I
This is-
can't figure it out.
He's fighting demons right
That's
now.
right.
It's complex. It's
I think
complex,
that
right?
the flavor is no. There's something here. It is complex, but I think there's something.
There is something. Yeah.
I think what it is.
I don't even know if I should be happy that I brought this beer, or if
This is like fighting words beer. Yeah.
insulted.
Oh, here, can I get just another
No.
drop of that? Just
I'm
to
glad you
say
did.
so one more time.
One more drop. Okay, hold on.
It's because it's shared experiences, Phil. We've had a decadence. I can't just drink this by
And
myself.
this is you have to. You reset me. You press the reset button when you said, "Oh, by the way, it's not the same style.
Yeah.
It's a belt." And
Every year they
I'm
change it.
still
Yeah.
kind of on the
And
whole
so
like
that made me
dashboard.
just put that all aside.
kinda think
and
dashboard.
think about this freshly. And
Something
I'm
like-
thinking about it freshly, and I've got
like
a lot of
licking,
thoughts about this. It's
like
very
plastic.
complex. It's
This tastes
really
like
good.
the-
It's really
the-
well done, Amber Ale.
Dryer lint from my. No.
No, not
Have you
Ireland.
eaten that?
No.
Oh.
No, when he washes his wife's
I
pancakes,
think it's probably
dry
like a
lint from
mixture
those.
of like a little bit of like yeah, I'm gonna say like
can't even see it.
dried plum.
I don't even have thoughts.
dried
I'm just,
plum, so prunish.
I'm in the
with-
moment.
But also there's metal in there.
Can you hand me the bottle?
I think it's dried plum metal. Dried plum and licking the inside of your dryer because I agree about the dryer.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was joking, but
Okay, this is like
Battery, 8-volt battery, 9-volt battery.
this is the inside left boot of the Green Ranger from 1997 Power
I
Rangers.
wish I could impart on you the specific flavors I taste. It's so specific, but I can't. It's just
like okay.
Childhood nostalgia.
This is the stapler from Mrs. Jones' desk in 4th grade.
Time
Social studies.
that one dog ran up to me on the street and it said words to me, and that's what
The dog said words to
The
you.
dog spoke to me, and that's what this beer tastes like. That one time in probably 1997.
Stood up on time legs.
Oh, look at that.
My,
It said,
my dad's.
no one else will believe this.
That is-
and they carried on.
Yeah, no one will believe you.
That is so good. I just.
Well, good's not. I think
I
the
think
word I would use.
it's a mystery.
All right. Hey,
All right.
great content. Let's go around. Let's enjoy each other's company, but let's put a bow on this
Let's
episode.
put a bow on this episode.
Let's leave JT because this has become the conversation, the melon in the refrigerator, the empty refrigerator that we're all talking about.
Wait a minute, and dryer lint. You
And-
gotta put
and
that
I
in.
didn't say lint.
And dryer.
I said lint.
Okay.
I said dryer metal.
We're
Dryer
gonna.
metal. Hey, so much better.
Outside of
love
JT,
the ring. The ring's my favorite part.
outside of JT, we're gonna go in youngest to oldest. So Steph, take us.
Take us home.
We don't have to talk about the Big Bad Baptist.
No, I don't think we
You're
do.
just
Talk
going
about
to
whatever you want.
go with the decadence.
What are your
Go with
final
your final thoughts from the entire 2-hour.
We just did a big old episode.
2015 Decadence tastes like marzipan to me.
He wrote it down.
Big Bad Baptist Black Forest cake tastes like tobacco.
Tobacco.
Would you guys have said marzipan?
I would not say marzipan.
No,
I don't know what
Okay, see, that's what I said.
However, I did get to. Oh.
Oh,
That's it.
That's it. Okay, now it's you.
However, I did get to my dad's old office that had a big wooden something.
A scissor roll.
there's a specific thing here.
And it tastes like that room smells.
Yes, yes.
Did you write Pete?
Mahogany.
Pete
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, a
It has the
rich
smell of a room that has a lot of wood trim
Yes.
and a wooden desk.
Yeah.
Oh, so like his drinking room.
So decadence,
Like Phil's drinking room.
has the taste of a very wood trim mahogany leather bound book style room.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so in the age,
That's this decadence.
I want you to go last. So to is
Last,
that?
I'm not the oldest.
You're not. Well, you're not the oldest, but you're the host. So that's what I was gonna
thanks.
say.
Yeah,
But,
I'll
like,
go last.
true.
I'm gonna. Was that your crescendo for this? Do you have a crescendo
I
prepared?
can crescendo more. I can crescendo all
Okay,
night.
you go. So I'm next, and then it'll be
So 11:30.
it'll be Sphil. No, we're
It's 11:55.
yeah. My fleur de lis for this episode, a lot of fun doing the vertical.
Yep.
I think we picked the right beer because we had the vertical. It was happenstance that we had everything prepared unintentionally for this. We took a beer that was not going to be a 5, or it wasn't a 5, but we made it into a 6+ experience. Between the bottle share, the unintentional bottle share, and everything that happened, we made it into the I Love You episode for the Chuggalos. And
Yes.
what a great experience it was. I appreciate the decadence. Is it the decadence that we had in the calendar? No. Is it completely different and it's a conversation
Is it
driver?
art? Yes.
Absolutely.
it
I'm
decadent?
glad, for 2015, so we're 9+ years into the experience. There's a body to it. There's depth. There's characteristics. I don't get the melon in an empty fridge, but that's fun. And that's the thing about this experience.
There's an emptiness about this beer.
People take different experiences from it, and I'm excited because Phil's rotated this glass so many times. This beer has been rotated more
he's
times.
preparing.
So, Phil, I cede you my time.
Thank you, Senator. I appreciate the time. I will make judicious use of that time. This beer,
Most senators don't.
Yeah.
this beer is
Just wasted.
it has depth and character and breadth. Way beyond. You have to remember. So I go back to what I said earlier. I was thinking about decadence. I was really excited because I was thinking it was going to be a barley wine that was similar to the decadence that we had 3 years ago. It's not. Decadence is a label they put on or a brand they put on to making the best possible quality of style of beer that they choose to in that year. This year happens to be the Belgian Ale. So you have to think about it in a completely different mindset and a completely different frame of reference. So I'm thinking about amber ales, and I brewed a lot of amber ales myself, and I know what they taste like, and I know what they're you're looking for in an amber ale. This is certainly amber in color. It's beautiful. It's a little cloudy, and it's wholly different and wholly more and wholly better.
Holy schmoly.
Holy schmoly
It's
guacamole.
holy shit.
Guacamole. And
Step 2 hours into the podcast.
Guacamole is holy
Nicest guy.
Guacamole is an ester, by the way. I've never tasted a guacamole ester in a beer, but hey, I might open to that.
Guacamole ester, I would cry.
Guacamole ester. This amber ale is unlike any amber ale you've ever tried before. It has the notes that I get in the nose are not empty fruit necessarily. I get some of that, but what I get
Chili.
mostly is I have some, believe it or not, I smell caramel in there, and I smell apple overtones and some
Overtone.
and some
like looking at
spiciness.
a MacBook.
Right, so it's like an apple caramel cinnamon spiciness. The spiciness comes from the European hops, by the way.
You taste that?
There's an herbaceousness to the beer.
Yep, exactly. And they use European hops because it's a Belgian ale, and the European hops are a little bit spicier, so they're imparting those flavors like a caramel apple with some cinnamon.
Who fucking killed it?
Right, and
That punt.
and in addition to that, there's
Right, that's
also
good. There you go.
some candy on the nose. So there's some. So whoever said candy was right.
I don't know.
Well, right.
I got to disagree.
I shouldn't say right or wrong. I smell the same thing. I'm getting a lot of sweetness and candy sweetness in the nose, and then when I taste it,
Taste it.
Oh, and he tastes it. Yeah.
No.
For the listeners, he is tasting right now.
I'm definitely tasting the apple. I'm tasting the caramel, and I'm tasting the candy sweetness of it. So it tastes like a candied caramel apple to me.
Candied and caramel.
Oh man.
Really subtle, and I must say this. So when I first smelled it, I didn't smell much at all. I was thinking, wow, this is not the decadence that I was expecting. But now I'm tasting it, and I'm tasting a lot more to it as it's opened up to me, and as I've stayed open to what it has for us. And I think
With arms wide open.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, wide open. So this is much more.
No way.
This
No,
is much
gross.
more
That's awesome.
than your
so cool.
average
No, it's not.
typical
You're not a
amber
Creed fan,
ale.
are you?
I like this a
Gross.
lot. It's the best amber ale I've ever tasted.
God hates you.
I could
I
probably
know.
say that. I think I could agree with that statement.
That
That's the best amber ale
There's a
you've
few
ever tasted.
statements you've made that I don't agree with, but the best
all of the
amber ale.
statements.
JT, it's not your crescendo yet. No,
I
let's
just
go.
want to compliment
It's called
the
the transition.
statement. I want to at least amplify his statement. It is probably the best amber ale I've had.
out of all the
Yeah.
amber
I will
ales
eat,
in town.
regardless of what notes I'm going to say.
Yeah, I would say to me this would be on the 4.5 level, maybe 4.75 level, if we were to do that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, you can.
But that's what I.
That's how you feel, man.
That's what I.
There's a line drawn in this room right now with this beer. Yeah, between me and you and the three of them.
Yeah.
They're gonna fight us, Phil.
I don't really care, and I don't begrudge them what they're saying.
That's how
because
beer is.
It is exactly right. Everyone has
That's
their
what
own.
makes
Tomatoes and pickles.
I mean, JT and I have had many disagreements
I
about
like
the way
potatoes
we
and
come out on this.
Phil, pizza pussy. We
I
need to worry
would
about
eat
these
a
two when the
tomato
fight
and
comes.
Tomato pickle
He's
sandwich.
strong though.
I don't know. That's
So's your mom.
Yeah, so it's your.
So's your mom.
That'd be an interesting-
Anyway,
I don't wanna do
that's
that.
my rating of it. I would say if you guys if anybody listening to this loves amber ale, this thing takes it to a whole different level. So, you know what? I've got to give AleSmith the nod because they took an amber ale, a European Belgian style amber ale, which is largely forgettable in my mind. And they've taken it to a whole different level and made it something really special. So, would I rate it as high as the decadence we had 3 years ago?
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
I will.
No,
I will fight you.
No.
There's no way.
will.
That's probably the best beer. That's probably the best beer I've ever had. But this is for an amber
I just put it
ale
on
for
there
the
for-
style that it's in. It's a very special beer. So if you have any question at all about that, and you're an amber ale lover, go out and buy this.
Who would be?
It'll be SFIL@yahoo.com, so you can email.
Bill@yahoo.com. Here's the
crescendo.
Here's the crescendo. Here's the cap to the episode.
10 words. 10 words or less.
No, I can't do it in 10 words. I'm going to talk for another hour.
Oh, you're done. That's it.
I will say he's right about the amber ale thing. You elevated a beer that otherwise is a
Forgettable.
passerby in the stores. It's the same as if Decadence was a Kolsch, like we've talked about earlier. They would probably deliver something that's unbelievable for that
Style.
They've delivered an amber ale that's unbelievable. I don't know that I get as much of the complexity that SFIL gets, and that's okay. Again, that's polarizing about beer. The color, for example, I own a very old house. There's been at least 3 incidents where our sewage has come up the basement. I believe that the color of this beer is not amber, it is shit brown. And that is okay because that's fine.
The color has failed kidneys. Like your
The
kidneys
color
like
is
you need
not
to see a
amber.
doctor.
It is definitely something either bodily or unnatural.
We've both been deployed. They have measurements above the urinals that if your pee looks
Your
like
pee is this color, you're dying.
You need to see,
You have
and that's
kidney
I
failure,
understand. Yeah,
you need
it's,
to go see the doctor.
you're on death's door.
I will say that there's complexity in the beer for the smell of it and the taste of it, but it is. I don't think it's as like overly. I don't know. It's Decadence. Maybe they are putting something into it that's amazing, but I think it's probably more simple than that. It is the amber ale after all. Yeah, I think it's a shit brown beer that has a ambiguous taste. I think it's left. It's a very. You know what this beer is? This is.
That's the episode title: Shit Brown Beer, Ambiguous
If they
Taste.
called this, if they changed the name from Decadence to Conversation Piece, that's what this beer is. Because every time we've had a Decadence, which is twice now,
100%
it really led to a lot of conversation.
Discussion.
You really have to think about this beer. With some beers, you're just like, I know what this is. Here it is. Boom, boom, boom. This beer leaves a lot to be.
Everyone was
discussed.
profound. Everyone said it was a home run.
Yeah.
It's obvious that this beer is divisive.
Definitely, but where I agree with SFIL is that they've done something to an amber ale that you would not get from any other amber ale.
That's right.
Period. You've got conversation. No other amber ale is giving you a conversation like
That's
this.
right. And you wouldn't
That's
normally.
amazing.
That's right.
And that's
you wouldn't
the
normally-
Belgian aspect of it, though, right? That's the Belgian because they can. It's a 10%. No other amber ale is.
Amber ale is holy shit.
Is
Near that.
Not even close to
The Belgians would not make it 10%. AleSmith made it that way. So this is clearly
Fucking Belgians.
another example of how, by the way, anyone who's not familiar with AleSmith in San Diego, go get it. They're freaking great.
Go get it.
They also only 10 years ago.
They also make the very overrated and very underperforming Speedway Stout.
I was disappointed by those.
I've never tried that.
I have a bunch in my cellar.
Probably taints the name of AleSmith a little
No,
bit.
they make a lot. Like that's their BCBS. They make a lot of
There's like
adjunct.
3 or 4 variants
Yeah.
a year,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and I'm sure
They're
there's
trying to do
other ones.
BCBS.
But it's in a can, which already,
They'll
DLC.
idiots. Phil, they'll do some
Canned
of it in
beer,
silos
stupid.
too. So like
They need
stovepipes,
to release the
19.2.
Speedway Stout in a bottle and not call it Speedway Stout. They need to
Yeah.
call it something like Decadence, which is an amazing name for a beer.
Speedway gas station.
Yes. They need to call it,
More high class gas station.
something high class.
Bucky's gas
They need to
station
call
stout.
it Bucky's Stout. Bucky's Barrel Aged Stout.
Is this part of the crescendo?
Beaver nuggets.
I don't know where we're at. I mean, Phil, he's taken some of my crescendo,
Boom.
but he's crescendoed.
Crescendo. Yeah.
All of us are crescendoing on
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
Here's my crescendo. This is the BCP Advent Calendar.
Yeah!
Extravaganza. It's an amazing event. I love it every year. I look forward to it. Without it, I don't think the Carriage House Bar would be what it is. Because when I do things to the bar, when I make improvements or I think about things, I think about this event. And it's amazing. So I love it.
It's a
Thanks.
great bar. Love it.
I appreciate you guys coming. I appreciate the Advent Calendar. Barrel House, Come here. Why don't the Barrel House come here? We should host the Barrel House.
We should have them here. That's
My
a great idea.
that would be
limited
fun.
fridge of things they've
that'll
probably
be-
all had already.
It's
Yeah.
probably
They can't touch
mostly
the
from
door.
Barrel
Probably from Barrel House.
Don't let them touch
So that is it. That is day
The door won't
14.
let you do
Day
it.
14
Either of them.
on a button. You're gonna have to press the button.
Yeah, I'll press the button. Day 14 of the Advent calendar. Lots of great scores here. I don't even remember them. Most of them are in the 4s.
Are you gonna edit?
Some of them are in the 3s. I'm going to take the beginning and the end out.
Okay,
We're
good.
Just chit-chatting.
So
4-5, 4-7.
you don't
3-5,
4 on decadence or
375.
3-7-5.
Decadent.
No, on the
on the beer.
BCS.
The beer.
Oh yeah, on the beer.
On the night.
What about
That's it.
Yeah, I was a 4.
Matt, what were you on the decadence? Did you start?
Oh, we didn't.
I didn't. He was the only one that scored. I'm a 4.25.
375.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the conversation was so great. I mean, it's just really, really outweighed the beer flavor itself.
I'm gonna be on the bottle hunt now because now
Afraid-
I'm
every
going to
year I'm
call it
gonna
a
do.
4. I'm going to say it's a 4. On an amber ale, it's got to
Mountain
be the best
Fridge.
amber ale
Oh,
that
yeah.
exists, right? It's got to be the best.
That's
one.
how we have to score it.
Right, it's
It's-
got to be the best amber ale. I don't think, but we don't
Then
do
it's
that.
then it's a 17. We
don't do
our
like
scoring.
styles.
We didn't talk about our scoring. You guys have all talked about like your scoring, like buy it again and stuff like that. And Chugwell, Mikey, you've bought off my best friend on your guys'. It's just the podcast is all about conversations.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to ruin the
That's all it is.
crescendo or whatever, but like I take it. I don't have a,
Thank you so
and
much
everyone's
for
like,
watching.
and
Today
he-
has been the 14th episode.
Oh, he's ending it.
Yeah. No, there's only one thing that ends this podcast, so it's just when JT.
I hope it's when Mikey comes and shows up and says, "I'm
will.
here."
No, don't do that. There's one thing that
Oh,
ends
there's
this.
one thing we got to do. Is it?
Wait, we're in low battery mode.
Oh, the Rookie 14. Tons of great scores, great beer, great. Thanks for all the extras.